that V6 for the EV. Ride it around my city, you should come ride with me, yeah. Feel me if you hear me sip water like a fish sip. Box water to the gillies, yeah. This a new wave, this a takeover. Do it for the future, time to get a word of makeover. Time never stops, no the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess, how can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see.
Go. We can go, boys. Finally got a freaking dub. Shit. Let's go. Back in that wing column, family. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Got a roll, a, a, a win on the road against a over 500 ball club. I think the Kings. I can't remember the Kings record. I can't remember. But it's a road win nonetheless, and it was a must needed win by the boys. We needed this win, man. We needed this. We needed this. Great all-around team, freaking victory, man. I didn't see no ball hogging. I seen sharing the ball. I seen making the right plays. I even seen Nate get a tech. Great game by the boys. You want to hear that beat again? That'd be hard, right? Let me. What beat was that? Let me play another beat, man. Play another beat. I'm turned two, man. I'm turned two, baby. I'm turned up tonight, man. Y'all see they get that technical, man? I thought they was gonna take Nate off the game, dog. Come on, man. Back in that win column, dog. Great game by Trey Young tonight, man. Great game, dog. Shit. I'm turned up, man. Shit. Let's get this show started, man. Let's get this show started. What's good, family? What's good, man? It's your boy Damon up in the building. We Talk Hawks TV, We Talk Hawks Daily. Post game live, hosted by your homeboy Damon. Great game today. Great team victory. You feel me? Everybody had a hand in everything. But let me tell you something, man. That boy, number five, he different, dog. He different. I'm telling you right now, man. 5 is different. You see that nigga lock up what's your majiggy with the steel? He locked up Fox, picked that nigga pocket. Yaka. He different. He different. I'm telling you, man. Shit. But great win, bro. Trey Young played a very efficient basketball game tonight, man, and was still very effective tonight. He didn't have to dominate with 25 shots tonight. I'm glad he did that tonight. He was double digits in assists too, I think. I think he was double digits in assists. I got to double check. I don't got my stats pulled up. Dre Hunter. Somebody must have got in Dre Hunter ear and was like, bruh, yeah, bruh, we need more from you. He put on a show today. He was in his bag. He was in his bag. Gotta tip my cap to Dre Hunter tonight. Very efficient game. John Collins, very effective. Let me bring on the gang real quick, man. What's up, my guy? Analyst back up in the building. Talk to me, Analyst. What's your thoughts on the game, man?
Man, this one feels really good. It's good to feel winning again, Um, snap that losing streak. I thought, you know, here for the first time, I wasn't too upset that we were going back and forth with the Kings when they were coming off a back to back. You know, uh, I felt like, listen, the Kings are no longer that team that if you're in a game with them or you lose to, that you should be ashamed. They're a good team now. And listen, we beat a good team. We beat a team that's a couple games over 500 on the road, and we got one. I thought, listen, when you say everyone played well, you ain't like everyone played well. It's not everyone was balanced. I thought Trey was so disciplined, and I think that's the word. He was disciplined. He, I don't think in the first half he took a 3-pointer at all. He was disciplined. I like to see him tone down the turnovers a little bit, but he was disciplined. He took good shots, and the shots he missed, he just missed. So that was good. I thought Murray, he I thought he was really, bruh. That is, I'm gonna call it the game winning steal. That game winning steal, bro. I was like, this dude right here, when it counts, when it counts. And then Dre Hunter. At first, I was getting a little frustrated with Dre Hunter. He kept shooting threes in the quarter, but when that dude was attacking the basket, he was a beast. He was a beast. Man, John Collins. Like this is what I want to see. John Collins was a beast tonight. He was dominating. He was dominating his matchup tonight. Bogey, he came out the bench and gave us the spark we needed. We needed that from Bogey. He needed to see something go down, and listen, he had a big shot down the stretch. Even though AJ didn't do too much, I thought he was solid with his minutes. JJ, he got back in there. Aaron played solid minutes. So uh, just overall a really good game. And listen, this is just something that I think both teams played solid defense for most of the game tonight. That's why the score on 120 the 121. It was a low scoring game, and I thought, in my opinion, I think the best team won tonight. And then of course we got our regular hater in the chat, Kareem Blackston, talking about he stay on his full-time job, talking about Trey Young. I'm sure he got his notepad, but hey, listen, it was a solid game from everyone tonight. Everyone.
What's your thoughts on the game tonight, Mike?
Uh, I mean, good win. Needed win. Of course, second what analysts basically said. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be too down on certain things, but yeah, we gotta, there's still room for improvement. Keep growing, but I'm definitely happy that we won the game. Uh, Tonight, I guess, can be an example of what some people or some of us trying to ask from Trey in a sense. No, he didn't necessarily have to have 21 points, and he could have had more in a sense, make some more shots, like analysts alluded to, that he just missed some shots. He make those shots, he probably in the high 20s range. 6 assists, fine, but it's just sometimes you don't always get the assist per se, but just be making the right passes. And I think he did that a lot tonight as well. Now I'm going to acknowledge it because we still need him to grow up and you just keep maturing. But he almost fucked up. He almost did down the stretch in clutch. Like he almost just kind of like for a minute. I was like, Trey, I don't know what you're doing, man. You don't have to turn into, having to score. It's like, it almost got into that little mode for a second. Like, I need to score each time to close it out. It's like, no, Trey, passing the ball is still part of closing the game out, and doing well and everything like that. I feel like he did learn from the Golden State mistake because when they reversed foul call, when they reversed that, I thought it was a soft foul call. So I was kind of preparing myself that they overturn it. But the positive was that he didn't force the shot when he felt something. And he did that against the Warriors on that one play, and they didn't call anything, and it was just thrown up shot towards the rim, which wasn't a good shot. He at least passed it out of it, which by the rules and everything, they reviewed it. We had the ball still, so we still got the ball. Versus, what I'm saying, they called the foul, but he threw it towards the goal, and they reversed it, and now it's a jump off. You know what I'm saying? And we lose that tip off or some crap like that. You feel me? So I give him credit for that. Appreciate that. DJ, if it wasn't for the dumbass tap out, this should have been the second game in a row that he had a game-winning defensive play to close out the game. What goes not talked or discussed because we lost the game against the Warriors and the 3-pointer happened and he tapped the ball out, he straight up blocked Jordan Poole's shot. Like he didn't get an attempt to the goal. You know what I'm saying? Like he blocked the shot. Great defensive play. Tonight, right there in the clutch, great defensive play. Rip Darren Fox or whatever, and of course scores and help, put the game away. Overall, it was a good game. Feel like Nate coached, even though a lot of people don't think he coaches or whatever. He does, you know what I'm saying? But nobody argues and says or claims that he's a championship coach. I think we all agree that he ain't no championship coach. He got to prove the whole world that still. And he ain't quite doing it. But he is a good coach. You got to give it to him. But what was the play when DJ, because literally, I won't go too long, but DeAndre was balling. Like we all saw it. DeAndre was in the rhythm. And that's why I got to kind of like give Trey his praise, but at the same time acknowledge our growth still and Trey's growth, where it's like when it comes crunch time, you ain't got to scope. Keep going to that dude who hot as well and feeding them. And it's like when it went into that mode in crunch time for a moment when it was just Trey and he kind of doing his thing, Kings came back and it was looking like we about to lose. You like, oh, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Because what was that one play? Not even, the one play, bro, that really pissed me off, though. I ain't even gonna lie. I got to talk about it, y'all. Kevin Huerter splashes a 3 on his ass. You know what I'm saying? Splashes a 3 on him. Trey, it's like within Trey, he was just like, damn. And he was like, oh, I'm going to shoot this 3. Ain't nobody on the goal. Who cares? And, only about 5 seconds in the shot clock. I'm going to shoot this hoe. I was like, Trey, if we lose this game because of that 3 you just took, bro, I'm going to be very upset. I was like, these possessions right now, each and every single one of them is crucial. You got to. And it's just like, that's what I be talking about sometimes, his get back. It's like, bro, who cares? You just got splashed on, man. Get us a good shot down here. Like, we straight. Win the game, bro. Like, he just literally pulled up. Nobody's even under the goal. You the point guard. We just crossed half court, and you just like, ain't nobody open. Like, we barely had a moment to get into any positions, and you pull up a 3. It's like, what in the world? But again, he closed it out. Overall, he played a good game. I acknowledge, like I said, a few things where I see the improvement from him in and everything like that. So I'm definitely happy about that. But my point that I was getting to is that whoever called up the play, after all that, like I said, stuff wasn't going right with Trey. What got us a bucket was the out of timeout play from the sideline in bounds or whatever. DJ throws it in to Dre or whatever, and he cuts in bounds off of Dre, hits him beautifully to the basket, and we get the foul. You know what I'm saying? I think he missed the layup, or was it an and one? I can't recall. But anyway, though, we got a crucial, a big time play and stuff like that. And I always say too, with coaches, especially in the NBA where everything, that's where you really want to be critical of the coaches and stuff like that. In situations like that and everything like that. Because if we had some complete bullshit that looks like nothing, turned the ball over, then it's like, okay, what the hell? All y'all coaches is over there getting paid for. What are y'all doing? Y'all couldn't get us a much needed bucket right here. But anyway, I pass it on. That's my thought.
What's your thoughts on the game tonight, Marquis? And then we hit you up, Juan.
So, all right, you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, whew, it a lot of on and off. I'm glad. I'm just relieved they won, man. It feels like it's been forever. They needed to win this game, man. They needed to win this game. I'm glad they won. There's some areas where you can nitpick on the stuff that they messed up. Overall, eh, when you get the wins, man, wins like that, it's not gonna be pretty all the time. I'm glad they won. Ooh, man, and just like what you said earlier about the about Trey Young messing it up. Ooh, I was like, oh snap! Don't tell me they about to lose again now. I'm glad they found a way to come back and win this game. Much needed win. Heading on to LA to face the Lakers and the Clippers. Hopefully this win triggers a little bit of some
Okay.
momentum. Much needed momentum and a little bit of a tough stretch in their schedule right now. Overall, like the win, that steal by DeJounte Murray was the game of the day. Play of the day, and it goes without saying. We talk about that steal, it's just beautiful. And then the freaking layup. Freaking De'Aaron Fox tried to freaking flop. I was like, they ain't gonna call that crap, man. Shoot, you act like got pushed that figure hard, man. So I'm glad they got the win. Whew, that's basically about it.
What you got, Juan? Then we go Matt, and then you go after Matt. Take it.
So yes, I'm be in and out, but I'm gonna start off by saying John Collins is reaping the benefits without Clint Capella, bro. Like you are starting to see old John Collins again. This dude was an absolute monster again and had to fill in some key minutes on Sabonis, which is hard, bro. That's a 7-footer. John had slapped the ball away. He grabbed some defensive rebounds on him. He didn't hardly let him score him. Like, dude, I gotta give praise for praise. Needed. And John been playing his ass off the last week or so, man. And so it's tough decisions because when Clint Capella is in there, he clogs the lane and John don't have that room to operate. So, it's like if you had a center that can get out and can shoot threes or can challenge the perimeter players, John can eat like this. And it's baffling to me. I thought Dre came up big. I think all of them came up big in the fourth quarter. I think it was a total Team Hawks offensive effort in the fourth quarter. I just don't like the 12-2 run that they let it get back in. And we almost, I was like, man, we about to succumb again to another late run. But Murray had a key defensive steal, man. Trey played really well tonight, just like Mike said, man. Like when he came down and shot that three, I was like, Trey, don't start the dumb shit again, bro. Please don't do this, man. Like, come on. I know Hurt are hot right now. You know what I mean? But please, you don't have to go tick for tack, bro. Keep trusting your teammates. He trusts the teammates today. Everybody scored 20 points or more except Double O. Like, everybody scored 20 points, bro. And, like, I'm relieved for Dre because Dre really can do that nightly if he just put his mind to it, bro. Like, him attacking the basket, the turnaround mid-range, the three-point range, to get into the bag. That boy had his whole bag tonight, bro. He scored from all three levels tonight. Like, why can't we bottle this up and do this every single night? Because he has the talent to do that, bro. You know what I mean? So overall, I think Nate called some great plays at the end of the game. Like, I have to give Nate credit too, man, because if I don't know if I've been noticing, the third quarter has been our quarter the last 2 weeks. We've been really hot in the third quarter coming out of the break. So, you know what I mean? But overall, good win. We needed this. I don't think we could have went to LA on Saturday with a 5-game losing streak. I think you would have started to hear the rumors really loud, like Nate probably gone after if they lose this game and then next game. But I pass on to Matt with that Golden State shirt he got on. Like I ain't noticed it.
Back in the day. Hey, that's why I got so much love for Travis.
Oh
But
yeah,
anyway,
back in the day.
back in the day. Let's see here. Where do I start? I want to give credit to Hunter. I thought he played really well.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give credit to Joe Prunty for designing those sets.
Wow.
Matt, by the way, save Nate for me, Matt. Save Nate for me. I'm going to go after everybody else go.
I said Joe. I gave credit to the coaching staff. I give immense credit to Joe Prunty. I thought he was excellent on his penmanship tonight. I want to give credit to Trey. I thought he was composed and did, facilitated. I didn't have a problem with that 3 because it wasn't a logo 3. It was really.
Of course you didn't, Matt.
Right.
It wasn't a logo 3, but this is a question for later on because I just want to know. This is a question for later on. I just want to know what Murray's position was before he got to the Hawks.
I just want a quick question, Matt, and I'll shut up though. Was anybody under the rim or inside the perimeter when Trey pulled that 3?
Yeah.
I think it was one guy in the paint, but I don't have a problem. He's not Chris Paul, and he's never going to not shoot threes. It just happened not to go in. But like I said, it wasn't a logo 3. If it was a logo 3, I might would have said something, or a hash mark 3. Would have had a problem with that. But it was an in close line 3. So I don't think that should be, bashed because he missed a shot, But anyway,
Matt, really? So you thought that was a good possession right there?
Matt, for me, if he made it, I still would have came on here and pointed out that was a bad shot, but he made it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You feel me?
I
want to say that it's not based upon if he make it or not. That was a bad shot regardless. But if he make it, it's like okay, like it's whatever. And of course, he miss it. It's like it's kind of shown even more that it's bad. Regardless, it's a bad shot. My opinion. I mean, we disagree obviously, but again, I don't mean to interrupt. There you go.
I don't know. We want him to be a superstar, and then we don't want him to shoot, and then we want him to shoot, and then we don't want him to take bad shots. It's just a little confusing. But where was I in my acclaim? Where was I?
You said something about
you was giving Trey credit.
Oh, Trey! I thought Murray came up with a big steal,
and
I thought
you
JJ
thought it was going to Murray.
Murray had a great steal at the end. I thought he played okay. I don't think he played great, but I thought he played okay. I have high standards for Murray, so he played okay. I thought JJ had a really good sequence at the end of the fourth quarter when he came in, and that was a big tip in that he made. Third, that he had a big tip in. I'm happy we won, especially on the road. Losing that many in a row, you kind of don't want guys to start looking forward to All-Star break because they're just their spirits are down or they're just over the first half of the season. You want them to give effort and energy every game. So I thought tonight for the morale of the team, I thought it was a good win.
Hey, gents, I'll be back later. I know we're early in the show, but I got to get this engagement right quick. So I'll talk to y'all in a minute.
All righty. What's up, Ticket? What's your thoughts on the game tonight?
Hey, Matt, you was done?
I'm done, yes.
Okay. All right. So, morning, fellas, or evening to some of y'all if y'all ain't in the Eastern time zone right now. Y'all know. I feel like the game plan, I'm going to start off with that. I feel like it was an effective game plan, and the players, for the most part of the game, executed it pretty well. You could tell on the offensive end, the coaching staff wanted them to really attack the paint, and that was really where we really made a lot of our money tonight. I think we had 56 points in the paint tonight.
In the paint?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It was something like that. It was up.
But
yeah,
you could tell that was a game plan.
Yep.
Anytime we attacked the paint, that's when we went on our runs. When Sacramento went on their runs is when we started shooting threes.
You know, it started,
So
Gerald. I don't mean to interrupt real quick, but you know, it started against the Warriors. That's kind of how we came back. Hopefully, we continue
mhm,
through the season with this change of
right.
like philosophy or whatever. But yeah,
That
go
was a
ahead.
good that was a good that was a good habit that seems to be being developed over the last two games. On defense, I feel like the game plan was good overall. You know, that DHO that they run predominantly the whole game is really effective. It puts a lot of stress on your defense. Um, because you got a guy running it relatively set screens to where whoever that guy that he gives the ball to damn they got an open three every play. So
Mhm.
with the coaching staff, I saw that they pretty much said whoever's in front of you, I don't care who it is, that's who you guard. So I guess you could call it pre-switching. So that way it cuts off all the cutting lanes that they usually run. Now they still beat us a few times, but I feel like we contained it better than a lot of teams have during the season. Um Nate, I feel like he was good until that 13-2 run tonight. I can't remember what the sub was, analyst. I think you can tell me. But but
I'll address it after you're
okay.
done.
But that kind of put a Mickey in everything. Trey shooting that three, that was bad time because he let himself get caught up in the moment instead of thinking about the game. In that moment, that was not a necessary shot. Um, Nate, you know, he called a timeout on whatever he said to him. It worked because we closed the game on an 8-0 run. Um, I know there's a lot of games in the past where once that happens, we about to lose by 10. You know, but you know, we showed a whole lot of composure.
Mhm.
Nate put in Murray on Fox. I think that was a big adjustment for me. Um, you know, DJ just made a play, bro. He beat his guy. You know, he beat his guy. Sometimes it just comes up to one-on-one matchups. The coach can only do so much. You know, I know we say a lot of times, you know, the coach supposed to put you in the position. Coach put him in the position. He made a play. You know.
Bro, that was
So
That was
cold
beautiful.
steel, bro. Like that
I
was
know,
Bro,
cold, bro.
that just
and
hurt, bro.
Perfect.
That hurt.
and
That hurt, Fox. That hurt his
you
feelings.
ain't lying. And also, I'd be remiss, you know, Sacramento when they went on that 13-2 run. If it feel like they thought they had the game in hand because everybody know what our reputation is. You know, we don't close late. We normally fold, and we didn't. You know, I feel like that 8-0 run was huge. I gotta kill Nate for the 13-2 run, but I gotta give him credit for whatever happened in that timeout. That we was totally different after that.
Good
Closing the
job,
game on an
Joe.
8-0 run, you can't ask for. Say what, Matt?
Good job, Joe. He
Joe,
really coaching up that side.
Don't do
Joe,
any credit.
Joe,
Come on, man.
you do realize Matt's an offensive guy. You do realize that there's another number after the 8, right?
Well,
I mean,
You it,
I want to say
you
this.
you do realize that, right?
no, you know what? I said Joe he really got them engaged. So when he got done talking, that's when Mike came in and slid in over there. Mike
I
Vargas,
give
he slid in over
I
there.
give this
Bruh,
man
But
credit.
bruh,
I'll let you finish, Gerald.
Matt,
I'll let you
it's
finish.
my birthday. I ain't got time for that shit tonight, bro. I ain't got time for that
No,
shit, bro.
happy birthday.
Appreciate it.
It's
But
time to high five again.
nah, I feel like I'm in my prime now. But but yeah, man, that 8-0 run that seemed like character building for me. That's what it felt like. Now, whether we bottle that up and use it for future games, that remains to be seen. You know how young teams are, but at least you got something positive in the Rolodeck that Nate can go back to if we ever in a situation like that again. Oh, one more thing. Okongwu. He, for the most part, he was trash tonight. 8 and 7 not gonna cut it. I know he was in foul. I know he was in foul trouble.
So fair.
But hey, you in foul trouble. That's a you problem. That's a you problem. You know how the refs are calling the game. It's on you. It ain't no excuse for that. Now, granted, I gotta be fair. He made a big play at the end of the game with that block and that rebound.
So you
So
think Nate should have challenged that one foul
which one?
in the third quarter?
I'm not big. This is a philosophy thing.
Your sound went out, but I think you said you're not big on challenging stuff in the third quarter.
We can't hear you, Gerald.
Neither is
We
me.
can't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if he. No.
Nope.
You might have to come back out and come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to address because I wasn't gonna say it in my opening synopsis of the game. You know, I was trying to keep it, you know, majority positive. But listen, I do got to address. I knew it was coming, but see, no, this is consistent with Nate, whether he puts Trey in or he puts Hunter in. I think it was Trey out there with Bogey, AJ, Hunter, and Collins. And who comes in the game? Murray and Hunter. I'm sorry, Murray and Double O. Sacramento going that 13-2 run. I think Murray had a sequence where he missed the layup. And then Onyeka got cooked on the defensive. I was like, what? And I was like, bruh. I was like, you finna tell me this dude made another. I put in the Twitter chat, I said, Nate, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why are you doing this to us? And then, hey, the 8-0 run happened. I felt a lot better after that. Not only was I thought Trey played some smart basketball when he went to that line and got the and one, because I sure enough thought that he was going to either try to float it or sometimes now he'll get into the lane and try to kick it back out. I'm like, dude, just go to the lane and lay it up, you know, try to get fouled. He did that, made it a 1-point game. And then after
Can y'all hear me now?
We took control. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Matt, I'm not really a fan of challenging in the third quarter.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. Unless
And you're out again.
Yeah.
Well, I would say, Gerald. Well,
Gerald wife messing up the internet. Tell him to come into the house.
Gerald,
man, my bad. I don't know what's going on tonight, bro.
Hey, you say, Analyst? Say that again, Analyst.
I said Gerald wife messing up his internet. Tell him to come into the house.
Lord have mercy. But we got the refs normally are bad towards us throughout the game.
Yeah,
so knowing how the refs normally ref us as a team, I wouldn't challenge anything in the third quarter. I would always wait until late in the fourth. Kind of like what the Kings did on that Kevin Huerter foul.
That was a good challenge.
Yeah, I agree. Unless you're like absolutely sure that.
Yeah, but you only get one. Even if you win it, you don't get it back. Yeah. So if you get screwed in the fourth, then it's like, well, why did you challenge that if the game was still manageable? And then in the fourth quarter,
well, to me, I think challenges are about just to me, right? Now, obviously, you want to save it for the fourth if you can, because obviously it's going to count more there. But to me, it's more even like, was that a big momentum play? Will that play? Will that play kill?
You got to read the game.
Will that play kill
the game?
Because
I think there's
so much game.
That's
left,
true. It's and there's so many momentum swings that's going to happen from the third quarter to the end of the game. It's probably going to be 5 different momentum swings.
Hey, did y'all see? Did y'all see John Collins get hit upside the head and they didn't call it? That was crazy.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, that's the play Nate got attacked on.
Yeah, Nate and Trey got attacked.
Yeah, I was like,
he don't go. Considering he's one of the least. You know, we one of the least. He goes for challenges. I think the third least in the NBA, maybe the second least. I don't have the stats.
Matt, you just made that up, Matt.
Clearly.
No. He doesn't go. No, we're one of the least. We don't challenge at all, like at all. The last game we should have challenged in the fourth quarter, and we didn't. It's a lot. We don't challenge at all.
Well, we also should have
Like,
fouled,
barely.
but that's another
Really.
conversation.
maybe 12 or 13 times all season. Like
I think another thing that goes into that challenge is how many timeouts you have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because if it's
If you got
4 minutes left, you got one timeout left or two timeouts. You kind of press for that, you know, and we be behind a lot.
The only way you challenge with that much time left, with only two timeouts left, is this: if it's maybe your best players on is get ready to foul out the game. It's
I get that. It's worth a shot. Or if it's like somebody foot on the line or a goal 10 or something like that.
Yeah,
that's really more so what it's for. The way the rules are set up until they change it is more like, say, the NFL or something like that. It's smarter to just hold it, bro, until like the absolute last moment, because you never know. You really don't, and then you'll be getting blamed by fans for like not having your challenge because you used it in the first half or early in the third quarter, and then in the fourth quarter somebody about to foul out or a true, real last momentum type play happen or whatever, and you can't stop it or change it or whatever with it, because like I said, the game basketball is literally a game of runs. When y'all talking about the crucial run that the Kings had late, we still answered it though and stuff like that. Like that, I mean, that's just what happens. It's about who gonna have the longest runs and the more timely runs, and then you look at who win the quarters and stuff like that. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Like overall, this actually was a good game.
Yeah,
this was a good game tonight. Imagine how many, like, we led for most of the game, but we never really. I don't think we went up double digits. Our biggest lead, I think, was 9. And we got to 9 a lot of times. It would go from 9, and then they cut it to 4. Then we cut it to 9. Then they might cut it to 5 or something like that. Like, it might have been 30 different momentum turns tonight.
It seemed like every time we got it. I feel like we got some momentum.
Some momentum.
But it was good.
Well, I felt like, and I put it in the chat. I said it's like every time we get going, someone get a shooting foul. They go to the line.
It was a Kongu really messed us up with his untimely fouls tonight.
Well, but 2 of those were illegal screens. You know, they were just like that one ref that didn't call it a Collins, but he was like, he was anal tonight. You know, he looked at Trey. He was like, I'm giving you a tech, and then Nate was like, that's BA. He gave Nate a tech.
Hey, Nate stood up for the guys, man.
Hey,
he stood up for the guys.
Man, y'all acting like that.
How they didn't call that? That was when they didn't call man. That got to be one of the worst non-calls I ever seen.
He hit him across the. I said
that was bad, bro. Hey, that was worse than the Golden State.
I said they could have. I said they could have.
Nate get more text than LP.
Listen, Nate get a tech every once in a blue moon when it really, in his mind, when it really counts. He said, "I eat for the 5 by buddy. If it don't matter, I'm finna get this $25,000 fine if it don't matter."
You know, folks.
What you say?
You know them old people frugal.
hey, they got his little trust fund. You know, he's saving up every penny he got.
Well, you need to say we paying his son. What he saving for?
What do you mean, man?
He gonna ask his son for some money,
bro. Hey, he got new money, man. He's trying to make sure he got it. Make sure he keep it, man.
Right.
I think they still getting paid from Indiana.
He probably is.
It felt like Nate had edge, like just in his body language. Well, like he was just looking real snarly to me. He didn't look like normal Nate with arms folded. He looked like
you're right.
Tonight was one of the ones that kind of like had a point through.
A little bit. But you know, Nate and Matt ain't gonna give. I mean, Analyst and Matt not gonna give Nate any credit, bro. None.
Of course.
Analyst
When
give
we
Nate
gave
more
up that
credit than
13
what?
to,
I gave him
when y'all seen that 13-2 run,
Analyst do.
did, when y'all
Demar, go ahead, Gerald.
on
Oh,
that
I wanted to
13 to
speak
2
on
run,
that run. Go ahead.
on that 13-2 run, did y'all see when the camera cut to Nate and he yelled, "God damn it"? Did y'all see that?
Yo, I saw
Did
him
y'all
right
see
there.
that?
I saw him, bro.
Bruh,
I saw him.
I
I
said,
saw him.
bruh, he
I
like,
saw him, Jared. Jared, we be trying to tell these boys that he say stuff. It's just Nate. He probably like, y'all ain't finna kill me, dog. Stressing me
yeah,
out,
my
yelling on
blood
me. But
pressure
now he done
going
got
up.
forced to that point though, because the season about to be screwed over. So he got to now, because y'all was like, y'all motherfuckers about to screw the season over. So I got to go crazy or something on you. But yeah, bro, I saw that. He was he did you see
You
early in the game when he
believe
was
what?
chirping with Harrison Barnes?
Yeah, I put it in the chat. I that he was shit the hell. I'm like, oh shit. I know I want to trip. I was like, yeah, that Nate got a little edge on tonight.
Hey, who was tripping with Harrison Barnes?
Nate,
Nate,
Hey, I missed that. I didn't see that part.
yeah,
yeah,
Nate.
that wasn't that the second quarter when I there check out.
I believe so. I think so. I can't remember exactly what quarter, but
Yeah, but
I
I
think
do
it was
agree. I
probably
do
the
agree
second.
with you. To get like, it seemed like he was a little upset tonight.
That's
I
probably
could.
because
I
Landry told him he gonna fire his
Yeah,
sorry stuff if you don't do nothing tonight. That's
or
probably
had
what
a
it
Hey,
like
is.
no,
he
but
had a you
real
know what
talk though.
he had a real short fuse tonight.
Landry
Saw
probably
he
went in
Demond,
saw
there.
he
yeah, that's what it was.
No
he
That's what it
saw
was.
I
no.
guarantee you this.
he saw Nick and Landry hanging with Joe before the game. He said, "Oh shit, I gotta show a little something
Hey,
tonight."
and Devon, you already know that
I
this is
say
the
the
first time that
losing
has seen
do it.
somebody
The
out the
losing,
organization. They were like, they did it to
I,
Travis, they're
the
gonna do it
it's
to
yeah,
D.
you right, Mike. You right about that,
the
Mike.
losing, the losing and last game loss, I think is what did it. Some of you guys or
They
other
should
people
have
are
did it
they in like the new
earlier.
pack group, but I did a breakdown in like the new pack group or whatever, certain stuff that the players did on that last play of regulation that I feel like, especially if you had a moment as a coach to go over with your team, whatever, you pissed off about it. You'll be extremely upset about it for us what you'll see and stuff like that because literally three of your players just basically quit and watch the ball. You got one man
Yeah,
in no man's land, which is Trey. He's sitting in the middle of the paint by nobody. You not finna get out on anybody in time. You're short. You barely even put your hand up on closing out on folks. And then on top of that, you're short. So you need to be on the actual man. Then you had DeAndre Hunter. He contests Klay Thompson's three because everybody quit after Klay Thompson missed that three, but he contests Klay three and literally stops and literally standing like out of bounds by the bench and looking at everything. He tends to limp a little bit, so I'm
hmm
happy he came and balled tonight because his ass owed the entire team for that too as well for sitting there
He's probably
quitting.
wondering
I'm
why we
pretty sure
didn't use
that
the
should
foul
have
to
been
give,
points.
Mike.
What?
He's
huh?
probably wondering why we didn't use the foul to give. That's why he was standing over there. He's probably like, "Didn't we have a
Bro,
foul to
we
give?"
played the shit perfect. That was
Man,
Murray, dumbass,
I ain't finna entertain
that
that, man.
tapped it over.
I ain't about,
Yeah, Murray.
I ain't about to entertain
So,
that, man.
so
Hey,
you know,
Murray hit
look,
that.
I ain't about to
they had
entertain that shit,
29
man.
offensive rebounds. They had 29 offensive rebounds. Who's to say we that they do the foul to give, right? And then we
But
fuck it up out of that.
that's what I was about to
We
say,
fuck it up
Jared.
off the
I don't
inbound.
want to say it, but Matt got to be real if we gonna talk about that. Let's talk about why you don't do that, then. Okay. Number one, I'm gonna
Okay.
be a completely 100. Do you trust this team to foul accordingly? That is a tricky situation. If you playing against other smart players, they know that's coming. They gonna wind up getting shots out that situation. Because I'm damn sure Trey will get shots out that situation. Somebody about to try and foul him. He gonna get shots and go to the free throw line. So that's tricky. Defend. We
No, wait,
defend. So I'll
Mike,
I'll
No,
continue
Mike,
breaking
Mike,
down
Mike,
the
Mike,
play.
Mike,
no,
Mike.
I'll
Mike,
Well,
continue breaking down the play.
Wait a
no,
minute.
Mike,
No,
no,
wait,
no,
wait.
no, no, no,
The
no.
reason,
You
No,
foul
what?
in that
the reason I'm
situation,
saying
Mike.
foul is because when you're up by three, especially
I
Golden
know
State,
why
you
y'all
don't give
saying
them an
foul.
opportunity.
No, analyst, he get what you saying. He's saying our players don't have the IQ to foul to where a shot won't be attempted.
But
And
they're
playing somebody like Golden State, if the ball's
I
in
want to
Clay's
say
hand,
Bogey did the shit last year. I can't recall exactly, but I want
he
to. It's coming
did.
to me now. Somebody tell me, but I want to say Bogey fucked the same thing up y'all talking about last season.
And he hit all three free throws.
But how do you?
It's
I mean,
tricky, y'all. It's tricky. Even
not. It's
besides
not
that,
It's
dude.
not that
Look,
tricky.
that's
I just watched Philadelphia do it tonight. Doc Rivers was yelling
just.
foul, foul, foul,
But
foul.
we talking about it
analysts,
again.
we
We
don't have
talking.
analysts. We don't. What did Bogey do
Listen,
earlier this
our
season that
team.
fucked up the game?
but that was different.
Bro, oh my God, it's still the Hawks.
But that, but
Hey,
what
somebody in
I'm
the
saying,
chat said he
we
did.
don't.
I'm telling you, Bogey messed the cup before.
We do
But
I
We
don't
didn't
know
have
where
it.
y'all
Bogey
get
wasn't even in the game.
this idea that we got the dumbest players in the world. Like they will understand.
No,
Hey,
I'm
fouls
saying based
do.
on what we've done in the past in those situations. We've been in situations where we've been up and then we fouled a 3-point shooter. It was one where I was praising Capella, I was being petty, but that could have been a foul on the 3-point. I can't remember who it was against.
But
But
Gerald, that's against Steph
Gerald.
Curry. But that's different from contesting on a closeout from 3. It's different from fouling a dude before he gets gathered.
I'm saying it's situational basketball, bro. You don't have to be in a gather. All you gotta do is just flare your arms up, and they gonna give them the shooting foul.
No,
That's
wait,
all you gotta do.
Gerald, that's
If it's
not
let it
on the
okay.
be played.
floor,
But
and
that's
you
not
got
what
a
I'm saying.
foul to give. That's not going to happen.
Something that's all right. So something that at
You
least
can't foul
at
before
least
the ball gets inbound. You can't foul
But
before the ball gets
but
inbound.
Mike,
So it
they
has to
pay.
be inbounded and in the
But
play.
It
Mike,
gotta be
Donovan,
inbounds.
so
okay, but okay, that's
so
why I just said you foul on the gather. I just said that.
You
as
can't
soon
foul,
Bruh,
Matt. Even if you foul on the gather, that doesn't guarantee that they not gonna put the shot up, bro. They can put up some off
bro, that's
balance
the
dumb
worst
shit
thing.
like Trey
You
do.
gotta foul
wait a
before
minute,
the
Gerald.
gather. If
Gerald,
anything, you foul
Yeah.
before they gather.
you said that. Well, wait a minute. Not like Trey does, because apparently everyone on Golden State is smarter than Trey. But you said that when Clay, I think Clay, he got the first look. It was like 10 seconds to go. He's not gonna
Something like
take
that.
it. He's not gonna take an immediate shot. I'm saying when they inbound the ball, you
No,
foul.
I know that, analyst. What I'm saying is that
Don't wait.
Golden
Then
State got
they have a
no,
chance to take a
but
shot.
Golden State is a team where all of their players have high basketball IQ. They already knew that, okay, they're probably gonna try to use their foul to give on us. Okay, so if you see them do that, go up with the shot. Matt, you can't like now let me say this. Neither way is wrong. Neither way is
Yes,
wrong.
all I'm
It's
saying
just a
is,
matter of if it works or not in the
but all
given
I'm saying,
situation.
but Gerald, all I'm saying is there are 27 other teams in the NBA who foul with a foul to give.
You don't know that.
It
You just
happens.
saying
There's
shit.
games
I
there's
watch
games
Philadelphia
every
do it
night where that
tonight, though.
happens.
You just saying shit, bruh.
But Gerald,
That
There's
happens
games every night
I
where
watch.
that
I
happens,
watch.
man.
Analyst, did
I
that
watch.
happen tonight with Philadelphia?
Yeah,
And
I
no,
watch.
Okay.
I'm not analyst. I get what you saying about Philadelphia. If you foul, cool. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with fouling with a foul to give. I'm just saying that
Well, you got to foul in general.
there's pros. I'm saying that there's pros and cons to both sides. Just
There's no
because
pro.
one way
What's
didn't
the
work,
pro? But Jared, what's the pro to giving him a 3-point shot? What's the pro?
bro.
Or
If you
playing
play
defense.
straight up. Bro, it was the straight up defense worked. It was the fact that Murray did a dumbass tap to the 3-point line. It wasn't a schematic
That
problem.
wasn't
No,
just
wait,
it.
Gerald.
That wasn't
Gerald,
the
I'm not.
only issue.
Gerald,
Y'all ain't
I'm
let
not.
me finish breaking down the play. I was trying to break it down, but niggas being sensitive
No,
and stuff, still worried about a foul and shit, man. It would
I
have
mean,
worked still if you have
it should have.
disciplined
It should have
players and they
happened.
do what they're supposed to do. I just told you,
and,
Trey is
and
not guarding anybody. If Trey
yeah,
is guarding Dante like he's
Trey was
supposed
damn
to,
near. Trey was at the free throw line.
he was by nobody. And then even before that, Clay misses the
But
shot.
what did Trey
Yes,
come in to Murray
okay.
for? What did Trey come
So
in to
what?
Murray
What?
for?
He didn't come in
When
because he never came out.
He
when
was on
So
the
yes,
free throw
I blame
line.
Nate
when
for not
Jordan
taking him
Poole
out.
took the first shot and Murray blocked it, Trey came in to get the
No,
rebound. Then Murray jumped up and he tapped it right to DiVincenzo. Hunter rotated and it
no,
was too late.
no, no, no. I'm gonna
No,
tell
no,
you,
he
Analyst,
didn't.
and watch this. No,
Hunter was on the
listen,
sideline.
I got it, Gerald. I got it
Okay,
because I looked at it so many times, bro. On the part
I
that
got
you're talking about, like I'm saying, I'm trying to go through the entire thing, and I'll get to that part. Dre contested Clay's shot. Good contest. He misses it. Okay? It's a long rebound to the other end. The reason why they got the offensive rebound is because DJ is pressing Poole at the top of the key playing ball denial. At that point, I question why is he so close up on him? Because he's so close up on Jordan Poole, about 5 feet above the three-point line. When Clay got the ball in the corner, Jordan Poole is able to beat him and get inside position towards the paint. So that's how he ultimately got the offensive rebound. Okay? But after that, we all saw DJ block the shot. What Analyst is talking about, then DJ blocked the shot and DJ tips it. But when DJ blocks the shot and it's a sense of loose ball, not too much of a loose ball like out in the open floor, it's still in the general area of DJ and because it's basically like straight up and straight down. Trey moves from his in the middle of the paint position towards trying to get that ball instead of moving towards an open man to defend or to another area and leaving that up to DJ to fight for that loose ball or get that block and finish it out. He made a wrong step wrong. But even so, though, when you look at it all, too, when Clay moves to being open, Drake quits. He's out of the play. Justin Holiday quits as well. He's standing at the baseline. You've got Klay Thompson on film, noticeably pointing to Dante. When Poole first got the ball and he trying to dribble against DJ, Poole was trying his best to give us the game. Poole seemed like he's supposed to play for us because he did a bunch of dumb stuff, and he really was trying his best to give the game away. But Poole didn't pass the ball because if he would have swung it, Dante was open the entire time because Trey's sitting in the middle of the paint. And then on top of that, though, it ain't fully on Trey because if he swings it, DeAndre been quit. So because Dante could have swung it to Clay one more time for like a last second shot because Dre sat there and quit. So it was like 3-4 guys who completely just quit and had horrible situational awareness, not knowing that, okay, the game is not over after that. So my thing is, after watching these games, these players on the floor have horrible situational awareness time and time again. You really gonna trust them to foul, bro, at the right time?
Mike, and you just Mike, all that you just said, and I appreciate the recount of what happened. All that you just said could have simply been avoided if you just would have fouled.
You don't know that.
You're giving you what you just ran down, Mike.
You're right. You're right. It would have been avoided. It would have been avoided. It would have been a quicker 3 with 3 free throws. That's right. We would have still went to overtime because they still would have.
Or they would have. Or Mike. Or they would have hit 2 free throws, missed the last one, and then Looney would have got the putback for the win.
But y'all are
for the win. I just went back and watched that
I'm just
play,
saying,
and Mike, everything he said was accurate. But I'm looking at it was 10 seconds to go.
That's
all
why
I'm saying is that I doubt highly Golden State would have tried to come in and catch and shoot the ball.
No, they're not doing that. But Clay got the ball. Clay got the ball. Clay got the ball in his hands first, right? He got the first attempt, right?
Right. First attempt.
So as soon as Clay touches the ball, he's already behind the 3-point line. That man, the third best 3-point, he's the third best shooter in history. Are you gonna trust us to foul him at the right time? He's still gonna get the shot off. What if we foul him? He put the shit up, and then by luck, the shit just go in.
No, I don't think he got the
first. Mac, what I'm saying is you fouling doesn't prevent him to putting the shot up.
Gerald,
as soon as he sees the foul coming.
Detroit just did it tonight against Golden State. Detroit just did it against Golden State tonight.
I would say it's a different situation, but yeah, I wanted to address that. I'm shocked Detroit won that game. I'm shocked.
I really don't care about you bringing in other teams when I'm literally talking about.
Yeah, you bring it. We talking about us. We saying that we not.
The Pistons are not smarter than us with a bunch of second and first year players. We're not the dumbest team in the league in NBA history. Y'all are saying we're the dumbest team in NBA.
Matt, we've done.
It's not just Gerald. Here it go like this. Maybe it's because I'm older. It's a combination of things. It's this dumbass team that we have, and then on top of that, we are the Atlanta Hawks. Detroit suck, but they got a championship, bro. They got multiple. Okay, the Hawks got dumbass luck, bro. We have dumbass luck, bro. I don't know when you start watching us, but we have luck the other way. Knowing
We
our
done fucked
luck,
up them
bro, as
situations
the
plenty of
Hawks,
times, bro.
that shit would have went in some fluke crazy stuff, bro. I'm just being real about it. That's just the way it goes. This crazy stuff just be happening, bro. Like it's just simple as that. So, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say, bro. But I seen it happen too many times. And again, Bogey literally did it last season. Bogey did it this year. I'm not saying
He did
Bogey
it
would have
this
did it
year.
in that game. Or he
Well,
was
that
the
wasn't
person, but he
intentional,
fouled
but
DeMar DeRozan against Chicago in the game on a
But
dumbass
that,
Yeah.
late
but,
three,
but
and he
again,
got
but
bailed out
Yeah.
with
no,
AJ.
it
but
wasn't.
AJ bailed
again,
him out to win the game.
It
y'all
wasn't
keep
an intentional
conflating
foul.
y'all keep
But
conflating
But
the
we
No, it
plays.
wasn't
They're
intentional,
different.
but it still was a dumbass and
it was
poor situational
situational
awareness.
awareness to where
no,
they don't have it.
I get that. All I'm saying is that if you can, well, one, you want to force the ball away from the basket when someone's inbounding it. If you can get it, I'm not going to say in the back, but if you can get it right at half court, all I'm saying
I
is that
don't
it's
even
gonna be,
think we did that,
No,
analyst.
no, 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 no,
what we
analyst.
did,
You're right, though. You're right, analyst. But where did the ball go? Because you rewatched the play. You just did it. Where did it go?
it went to the corner.
It went straight to Clay. There was no
That's what I'm
resistance on
saying, bro.
that.
So
So
That's
the first thing
tricky,
you
bro.
just said,
That's
we didn't even
tricky.
do that.
So
That's tricky.
right. That should have been the first thing, right? Was to force the ball away from the basket. Since Clay got that three off, I mean,
That's tricky, bro. I agree with you, analyst. The team needed to execute and push that towards the back court. You're right. But it didn't go there, and it went to their best shooter right away. All I got to say is that's tricky. It's not just that cut, clean, and dry.
Yeah,
That is
it ain't
tricky.
black and white like that, Matt.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm listening to
Matt, there's
and
nothing
they're
wrong
like,
with your philosophy. There's nothing wrong with the philosophy. I'm just saying that neither way is guaranteed to work 100%.
no, neither one is guaranteed, but one has statistically, analytically, one has a higher chance to win than the other.
Says who?
Especially
Says who?
The
What numbers? Pull them up. Pull it up.
And another reason why I was so adamant about fouling is because Golden State can shoot, and when you give them
That's why I didn't want them. That's why I didn't want to foul.
Well, I didn't want them to get a look. Period. That's
That
why I was like,
loss
bruh.
just hurt. So we got to focus on the victory tonight. That loss just
Yeah,
hurt.
man. Yeah.
My main thing is that I wanted to, I said earlier, is acknowledge that if we execute that last play, this is 2 games in a row that DJ make like a game-winning, defensive effort,
Play.
kind of making up for him also being arguably the reason for like a couple losses in the past stretch too. Recent stretch. Like you could probably say, DJ, you lost these games for us. You feel me? So, that Warriors loss just hurt. It's like, damn, we really should have got that. And it was disappointing looking at that last play. You've seen it with your own eyes again, analyst, how like 3 players basically just completely in nowhere whatsoever. It's like, what the hell? But yeah, we won tonight though, which is great. And I hope it turns into something, because something that Gerald brought up, and that's how we came back against the Warriors. Attack the basket a lot more. You know what I'm saying? And we did that tonight and everything too. And I hope these guys stop settling and stop trying to force so many threes as we saw them doing basically earlier in the season and basically majority of the season. Hopefully it's a trend going forward that they look to attack by basically like almost any means to an extent. Don't just sit there and force yourself into a brick wall, of course. But yeah, I hope we, doing what we've been doing though. Like I said, I did notice that too. Like I said, Jared brought that up earlier.
Agreed.
2 things. I got 2 things. With one of the main things that was a key contributor in our losing streak, one thing I harp on all the time is offensive rebounding. I think they only had 8 tonight. So, analyst, correct me if I'm wrong. How many they had tonight?
Offensive rebounds?
Yeah.
The Kings or us?
Yeah, the Kings.
Kings had to kind of earn it.
I think they had well, I got it right. I got it right. Yeah. Off 10.
Okay, so 10. I live with that, especially if we ain't got Capella.
Yeah,
I live with that. The game before they had 26 or 20,
Bonus still
23. It
had
was over
15
20.
more.
But four of those 10 came in the first 6 minutes of the game. So overall, that 10 we did a really good job there. So we limited their extra possessions that they had, unlike how we've done in previous games. Um Also, I think we won the rebounding battle, period,
Yeah,
as well.
we won the rebounding battle by 46-44.
Hmm
Okay.
So that was
That
that
means quite a bit of shots
that's
went
big,
in.
right? Yeah, that's huh?
I said that means quite a bit of shots went in, and there, so a lot of people got to the line because that's pretty low numbers for as far as boards go.
Free
Yeah, I
throws,
think
free throws for each
Say,
team. Once got to the
cause
free
we
throw line.
shot
they say Trey shot
54%
12
tonight. I
shots.
think
Yeah,
On what?
I
we shot
see
54,
Trey shot
54.
12 shots.
from the field,
Yeah, from the field.
they
Yeah.
shot better from
Yeah,
three, but they took 5 less threes. And they shot 40%. We shot 33% from three. We both missed 2 free throws. Those 2 free throws by Sabonis were huge. Missed.
that was. But
Um,
his ass got tight now.
Yeah.
The whole Kings, they ass got tight in the end.
yeah.
Jeez.
It's-
Say
it's-
itself, Kev, for a second.
Well, Kev, I don't even think Kev scored. And well, no, he didn't. It was an 8-0 run. Ain't none of them score. Whatever.
I
I
got
think Nate gave it to Nate. I wish I was behind the bench to hear what Nate said in that timeout. Because when I saw that, God damn it, when I saw that, I said, oh, he tried to cover his
Oh, I
mouth. He
didn't
was
even
so
bring
mad.
that. See, I was talking about that other jump, man. Hey, I had a point to bring. That 13-2 run, that's what you said, and it
Hmm
led to him saying, God damn it. I don't think it was anything to do with offense. I think like analyst was breaking down the offensive end, right? Now, I was talking
hmm
about somebody in the chat earlier. Now, I was paying attention on defense when the Kings kept scoring. Yeah, the naked eye, they moving the ball and stuff like that, though. But like, I don't know if it was necessarily strategic on their end because it was strategic on their end. I don't think they stayed with it because they did probably would have helped them to the game out honestly. But during that time, Trey and
Who
Bogey
started that run?
was
Who
getting
started
caught
that run?
in actions and stuff. Who started it for the
Defensively,
Kings
who
though?
was
Like who
responsible
scored or something?
defensively for us? Who was responsible for that run starting?
Well, that's what I was gonna get to or whatever. Like it's a few plays where they scored. The reason why they scored is because it was Trey and Bogey that was having to communicate with each other on their switch and stuff like that. And it was just easy little cuts to the basket where they kept getting little easy cuts to the basket and scoring. Like Kev hit, I think was it Harrison Barnes on one, I believe, or something like that. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I ain't
Harris,
looking at stuff right now.
It was Kevin. Kevin hit the first three. That's what I was alluding to. I was alluding to the Kevin Herter three. But it was Kevin Herter,
Oh,
then Harris
was that the
Barnes.
beginning of it? And then Trey tried to follow it up. That was at the beginning
Yeah,
of that.
he tried to follow it up with another three.
Okay, so that was at the beginning of that 13-2
No,
run.
no. I take that back. No, we had fell behind by one. Kevin hit the three. Kevin hit 2 threes in that run.
Yeah.
He hit the first one that started because of Kungwu. That was the first time he didn't trust his own ball defense, and he gave him way too much room.
Yeah,
It
he
was
gave
like
him a
he
little
gave
space
him the
and
three.
pulled up. But that's what I'm saying. Like
Mhm.
it was the 13-2 run. It was all because of defense. And knowing Nate, if he's the defensive coach, stuff like that, that's what really drove him crazy. Because he was like, God damn it, what are y'all doing? It's like literally just be with your man, be up on him. Because like the couple plays I saw it happen like probably 2 plays in a row for sure. Bogey and Trey both just like misread each other whatsoever. It's like Trey kind of did the automatic handoff type thing or whatever. Like he doesn't necessarily try to go with his man. He just kind of automatically does it. And I don't think he opened his mouth sometimes when he does it. And the other guy starts to stay with they got. And that's what happened. It's like Bogey was staying with his, took the direction, and he had to take the other direction the other way. And it was like, I guess Gerald, you're a football coach. Them football plays when it's like the DBs and you got the receivers that, they cross and then making everybody have to
Yeah,
read. And it's like,
yeah. When
if
you got to
I'm the
switch.
opposing coach, if I'm the opposing coach, I'm definitely trying to make Bogey and Trey do that shit all game, all day
Hmm
long if I see both of them on the court. Like I'm trying to challenge them all day to make the correct switch, to make the correct read, to communicate, to do everything and continue to put pressure on them. But during that run, that's what happened. Like it kind of kept getting caught with them on the backside and kept opening up to some easy buckets. Where I'm like, God damn. And then yeah, Nate, he was frustrated obviously, but they got right though. Thankfully, they got right.
He was pissed. I do want to commend Trey tonight, particularly on the defensive end. I saw the effort there tonight, and it actually led to it led to maybe a couple steals, some stops. I think he forced a missed layup too, if I ain't mistaken. I think it was in the first half. So our our defense is a lot better when Trey gives that effort in more parts of the game than he usually does.
And he was efficient tonight. He shot 58% from the field, 50% from
Yeah.
I mean,
He only shot 12 shots, right?
right.
How many shots he took?
That's why I called him.
He shot 12. He shot 12 shots, and we still scored over 120.
Yep.
Oh, we did.
He shot 12 shots.
I could have
that was
sworn
my
the final
question.
score was 102 to 106. I could have sworn.
The
I
final
was
score
like,
the final
that
score
was my
120 to
question.
117.
Hmm?
Yeah, that was the
Go
final
ahead.
score.
What's
It
up?
was 120, 117.
Yeah,
Isn't
120 to
Murray
117.
supposed to be our point guard down the stretch? Wasn't he a point guard last year with San Antonio?
He's a co-point guard down the stretch. Where you getting at, Matt?
So my question is, it seems to me, correct me if I'm wrong, which I'm sure y'all will. It seems like he has the liberty to do whatever, to shoot terrible shots and commit bad turnovers and lackadaisical.
Did he do that tonight?
he did.
No,
Two
of the three things he did, but the other one he didn't do. But
he did take some. He
terrible
did take.
shots.
He took.
But he shot 50. He shot over 50% from the field again tonight.
I know, but don't say again. But
Well,
I know he did. But
no, I'm saying because against Golden State, he did it too.
He took some really bad shots.
But how do you take back?
But if you shoot 50% from the field,
my biggest problem with Murray was
Matt, bro. This is how I be like going crazy, bro. You gonna say Trey pull up 3 after the Kevin shot when Kevin splashed on Trey and he followed it up with his pull up with you say somebody was in the paint. Analyst, if the replays on YouTube already, pull it up, man, because I don't think it was anybody in the paint. I could be wrong though.
Wasn't nobody in the paint. He didn't even go to pick a roll.
And Matt, you're saying that it was a good shot and you cool with it. And you're talking about Murray. The bad shots I saw Murray take, quote unquote, for you saying it literally was drives to the rim. He just missed the layup.
Hold on, Mike. I never said it was a good shot. I have a problem with Trey shooting it.
Why do you not have a problem? Why do you not have a problem with that shot, but you nitpicking Murray?
No, what I'm saying.
I wasn't nitpicking. Murray missed a wide open layup. And that's
the one that rimmed out.
Layup, not a bad shot. That's a fuck up. That's why I say he did miss shots. He missed some shots.
Oh, you talking about the putback? The putback.
Say it again.
The one that I would have held against him was the putback on the offensive rebound, not the one that went around the rim and then came out.
Right, the one that hit the bottom of the rim.
I'm saying a Trey Young shot
in front of the rim.
He shoots the ball.
The putback.
When he shoots the ball on the 3-point line, it's not a bad shot. Now, if it was a 35-footer,
Matt. Is it a shot that he can make? Yes. That doesn't determine if it's a bad shot or not. A bad shot has to do with mainly timing. It's the timing. The time of the game. You don't need a Sports Center shot just because a guy made a shot on you.
But
a
Sports Center shot is a local shot. It's not. He literally
no.
Long two. That probably wasn't even a 3. That was a long 2.
It definitely was a 3.
But it was, if it was a 3, it was barely a 3. It wasn't
Matt, do you agree?
shot.
Do you agree with you're talking about the distance of the shot? That's not determinant necessarily of a bad shot. It's the timing of the shot. Analyst, what's the name of what's your boy name that might go pro that you coach that you be telling me about all the time?
Gaines, Eric.
Yeah, EG. Oh, all right. So check this out. What's his skill set? Can he shoot?
Not
He a
really,
shooter?
but he's a good passer and he's very exposed to going to the basket.
Okay, can he make a shot if he needed to?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what Trey is, because Trey he not efficient enough. So let's say, how would you feel you coaching? EG got a guy, somebody from Grayson. They shooting guard just drained the 3 to take the lead with 1:30 left. Bruh, it ain't no shot clock in high school, is it? Or did they implement it?
They implemented it.
Okay, 8 seconds into the shot clock, he shoots a 3. What? And he clanks it. Now, mind you, he is 100. Mind you, he is 110th. 110th. Trey is 110th in field goal percentage in the NBA. Let's convert it to whatever it would be with high school basketball, because it's way more teams. Let's say he's 500th or something like that.
Yeah.
How do you feel when that shot misses and then the other team comes down? He shot that dumbass shot. We can't get our defense set. And then Grayson scores another basket, forcing the goddamn it before the timeout. What would you say, Analyst?
I would say exactly what Nate said.
You're talking about
Analyst, is that not a bad shot?
Oh, I didn't like that shot. I thought it was an emotional shot.
Yes, he got caught in the moment.
Good description, Analyst.
I guess we see things differently. That's fine. But the shot, I didn't get that he was on an emotional temper tantrum and he came down and did something.
You trying to inflate shit. We didn't say nothing about a temper tantrum, bro.
Nobody said temper tantrum, Matt. Nobody said that, but it was emotional. It was a get back play. He just got splashed on. It was nothing else, man. Kevin Herter just splashed and took the lead.
It was a switch. It was on. It was a switch.
It was not a switch.
Personally,
it was not a switch.
I don't see that he's reading into every play and every time he gets beat.
That was a big play, bro. That was a big play, and Trey tried to be like, man, I gotta make this shot, otherwise it's gonna be some shit.
Gerald, you brought up a shooting percentage, but his shooting percentage over the last 10 games is going up. I think over the last 10 games, he had like 39%.
Bro, if he's 110th, it can't go nowhere but up.
But I'm saying the comment about his shooting percentage is not indicative of the last 5, 10, 12 games. So lately, he has
indicative of
what's been the shooting percentage from 3? Because that's what he shot.
No, I think it's like I said, over the last 10 games, I believe his shooting percentage is like 30%.
His 3-point percentage, because that's what he shot.
His 3-point percentage over the last either is 9 games or 10 games is 39%.
39%.
His shooting numbers are going. He went from 21% to 32% in like a month. His numbers are going up. His shooting numbers are going up.
All right, so that's like when you average a 21 in school. You can make 1/100, and that shit gonna just it ain't got no choice but to shoot up. Cause the average so low.
But
I'm trolling, Matt. I'm trolling.
Okay. But the overarching theme of what I'm saying.
That was a bad shot, Matt. It's the timing of it, not whether he can make the shot or not. It's the timing.
I don't have a problem with it only because to me he got us back in the game. As far as when they went on that 7-0 run, 13-2.
What do you mean he got us back in the game? We controlled the whole game. We was ahead majority of the game.
Well, no, I would say
Sacramento went on
Trey
the
had
run.
some big
When
some
Sacramento went on a run,
but
I thought Trey brought us getting to the free throw line repeatedly. I thought he got us back in the game.
But when you say got us back in the game, that's if he did that against Golden State when we was down 20. I'm saying you saying the wrong word. You should have said he got the momentum back for us, not brought us
he got us
back.
back in the game. Yeah.
That's not the same thing.
Regardless, Gerald, I thought it was. I was fine with the shot because his free throws.
Off a third. Hold on. I just thought about it. You contradicted yourself. So
how
on a 13-2 run, it wasn't 13. It was 11-2 at that point when Trey shot that shot.
Mm-hmm.
You always say, "What the fuck is this offense?"
Mm-hmm.
You always say that.
What
the fuck was that? And then you go straight to Nate. If I'm lying, I'm flying.
No, I'm not.
If I'm lying, hold on. Let me finish. So this is the time where Anders need to say what's for dinner or something, because he need to save you right now. So when the offense goes to hell, you quit to blame Nate, but because Trey was responsible for the dumbass offense on that possession. He was responsible for that dumbass offense. You give him a pass.
We had a tough.
But you notice, Gerald, when
the
Trey
Lakers
shot that shot, I didn't criticize. When Trey shot it, I didn't criticize Nate for that. Now, if you're talking about the overall offense in general, yes, I'm criticizing.
I'm saying, but you can't criticize Nate, and then when they go on an 8-0 run, you just gave credit to Joe Prunty.
Yeah, no, I'm giving Joe Prunty credit because they had two very good play designs: the curl to Murray and the shot for Hunter. So I'm giving him credit for specific plays. Prunty creded for specific plays.
Oh, you didn't say that. You didn't say that at first.
But
or maybe I was cut out when you said it.
But I'm saying I'm giving Prunty's credit for specific plays.
I'm saying you can't pick and choose when you criticize bad offense.
No, okay, Gerald. 90% of the game, and like I said, the announcers for Golden State said it, and the announcers for
I don't care about them.
No. But I'm saying
it's their job. It's their job to say the worst shit about us. Just like when Dominique saying, "I run pick and roll all night, they can't stop it."
Well, Dominique, you sound like
I don't know why he says that.
Too.
That's stupid.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you go off of that,
I got you, Gerald. I'm just playing.
No, I'm not going off of Gerald, but I'm saying it's very evident. Like whenever just watching them play,
it's evident the motherfuckers couldn't beat us.
The pick and roll and I told you it's actually it's pretty. I mean,
bro, they
won, but it's crazy. Like we played them on a back-to-back two times. I'm not saying I'm not diminishing.
Bro, there's some bullshit because y'all be hyping the Kings up because they do got good. They do got good. Right, but then y'all wait until we winning to say they on the back-to-back.
No, they are on the back. It's a fact. That's not me. I didn't make that up.
No, it is a fact. I'm just saying it's like you got it in the holster just in case we win, just to minimize the win. Why you can't just enjoy the win?
I'm not minimizing we won.
I'm talking about in the chat. I ain't talking about right now. I'm talking you be talking about in the chat.
Oh, no, I said that when we were down, I was like, bro, I said Sacramento had a late game.
Bro,
if you're asking me, Gerald, overall, like I'm not. Yes, I'm happy we won.
I said I was pleased with the overall, regardless of the bad.
And then also,
if you're asking me straight up, like just outside of the fandom, I'm like I'm worried. I'm concerned that we just seem to be in these tug of wars against teams on back-to-backs.
Do you want to, Matt? You're saying we don't dominate, Matt. Anybody want to Google what the average margin of victory in the whole NBA is?
I think it's 6 points or 7 points.
There you go.
What does that tell you?
Dominate somebody now.
But Gerald, what I'm saying is we're bad in close games. I mean,
so what is it, Analyst?
It's 11.
11 points a game is the average.
I'm about to say I think it's probably about 11 or so because most basketball games, NBA games, on top of that, for the time I watch or whatever, even if you somewhat, if it's a close game, a lot of times coming down the stretch, your teams close out correctly, it'll come down to
Mm-hmm.
fouling. Even if you talk about 5 to
Oh
6
yeah,
fouls
yeah,
on the
yeah,
Oh
league,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You're
The
right. You're right
fouls.
about that. You're right about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
usually pushes
But
it
I
to
think in the
10 or
game
11 or
it's like
so.
6 or 7.
But no,
We
but
just
there's
don't close
nobody.
out games good. We don't close
Yeah,
out games good and haven't this year to be having to do that at the end of the game. Because in a sense, we probably should have did that tonight or something like that. But we wound up giving up the lead and they went on 13-2 run and
I
stuff
think
like
if
that.
I think if a Kongwu isn't in foul trouble, I think we probably win by double digits. But every time a Kongwu went out, that's sure that kind of killed us. But ain't nobody really blowing nobody out like that, bro. I played the parlay, and bruh, it ain't too many folks that's getting blown out. It ain't even that many like 20-point blowouts like that anymore,
Not I
unless
don't
the
I'm
team
not
just
saying
don't show up or whatnot.
I'm not asking for a 15-point win. I just want it to be more comfortable
And
than
then,
us
and
winning in the
Or
last
or
45
but you,
seconds.
Matt put it
but
this
y'all
way,
got to.
more convincing.
No, I get what you're saying, but you got to realize we're not good enough to categorize levels of victories. We at a position of where we got to get any kind of victory we got that we can
But
get.
Gerald, what I'm saying is, how many games we done won this year? 18. Out of those
Yeah,
18
Records 18
games,
20.
17 of them you shouldn't know. You shouldn't be like, I wonder who's going to win with 20 seconds left on the clock. And like 17 of our
but
wins,
you
that's how it
but
is.
Matt, you're holding, but your expectation level is not realistic when it comes to this team. Like if you're talking it,
Or
you're
it's
hold
not
on,
realistic.
you're talking as if you're a fan of the Boston Celtics right now. That's how you're talking. We
No,
ain't
Celtics
Boston, bro.
not
We
blowing out
ain't
no
nowhere
more.
near elite.
no,
Yeah,
I'm not
I take
saying
the
we're
W to the
elite.
run. Get it.
What I'm saying is we're not. It's not saying that we're elite, but what I'm saying is like you shouldn't have every game. We're like other bad teams, the Pistons or Land. You shouldn't like every game. We don't know if we're going to win until the last 45 seconds. We might as well not watch it until the last 2 minutes.
But
But
that
but
but
but Matt, you blame the coach, but like honestly though, bro, like that's what I be trying to say. Like, what do you be looking at sometimes, bro? Because soon as it turns to like 4 or 5 minutes, Trey's in alarm goes off. That's what I was gonna say too. Like, yeah, Trey brought us back,
but you
but
okay with
also
that three
too,
point?
but no, but I'm gonna get that, Jared. But what I'm saying is that Trey also didn't necessarily let somebody else, quote unquote, bring us back. When it get to 4 or 5 minutes, Trey goes into Trey about to close this out, and we gonna ride or die with Trey. And Trey don't necessarily this season per se. I've seen him do it, especially on our Eastern Conference Finals run. He did it in that second half of the season
Yeah, I was
and
gonna say
all the playoffs.
sometimes I want
He
the
hasn't
superstar
been this
sometimes to do it.
well, but I'm saying down the stretch or whatever recently, and now stuff like that, he hasn't been executing all the way and making the best decisions. On top of his shooting percentage being down, so when he's shooting, he's missing. So yes, we haven't been in the position, and we haven't been closing our final 4 to 5 minutes out correctly to do what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So, but that's why it comes down to 20 and 45 seconds more often than not, because our closer and our closer just goes and depends on him. So okay, if we're gonna rock with you, we need you to be efficient. Make sure you're taking good shots, not pulling up a deep three or whatever early in the shot clock, early in the possession, late in the game, because we did get down at that moment even more because Harrison Barnes scored the very next play. Each and every play is crucial at that moment. And Trey knows this. He knows this.
Their
He just has to play
their
that way.
their pace is too good for us to take bad shots in crucial situations. So, for instance, would you rather that 3-point shot or would you rather that and one that Trey got a few moments later by driving to the basket?
The and one, but that's a trick question because
But but the paint been open the whole game. They didn't shut the paint out at all. Like it was there anytime we want. Analyst, am I lying?
Nope.
It was there the whole time.
Like,
Trey should have just went with what worked, bro. That's
But that's that where coaching does come in, Mike.
huh?
Is
Well,
Mike was saying like we gotta be, so much is on Trey to be efficient at the end of games, and he's not. So that's why it's a tug and war with us and basically every team we play the whole season. But that's what I'm saying. That's where, to me, coaching is impactful in that because I'm not saying Trey should get the ball the last 5 minutes every single game. I don't believe that. I believe the ball should be spread out and it should be different people with the ball making the decisions. Having, you know what I'm saying? Where
I
it's
ain't going.
more where you have
I ain't going that far. Now
where
I'm
it's
fine with I'm
let
fine
him
with Trey
finish,
having the
Jared.
ball.
Let him
Go
finish,
ahead.
Jared. I'm about to say I want to give him a rebuttal. I kind of know already. We all know Matt, man. I know where he's going with this, man. But go ahead, Matt.
I want it to be. I said all. I know, and I know Gerald. He's not Nick Nurse. I got that. But Nick Nurse, to me, well, in late game situations, I think he's the epitome of what our coach should be. Like, they had a 5-game road trip, earlier. Was it earlier this year or late last year? I think it was late last season. They had a 5-game road trip. And he's like, I drew up a game-winning play just in case we needed it for 5 different dudes on the team. So a team couldn't zero in and rewatch tape and figure out what we're going to do in any given situation. And giving different guys the game, knowing that they're going to get the ball at the end of the game, gives them the confidence and the belief that I believe in them. So they're going to go out there and play with more confidence, play more freely. So with Nate, I think you set a 3-year-old in front of the TV and you watch us 3 games. That everybody in the world know where the ball is going the last 7 minutes of the game. And I'm saying like it's not successful. It's not going to work. It hasn't worked in NBA history. Like unless if you want to say
That's
that
not
Dirk
true.
year, maybe
That's
the
not true.
Dirk year. When has
That's
that
not
ever
true.
worked? When has that ever
When
worked?
does whatever work?
Giving the ball to one dude for the last 7 minutes of the game, every game.
LeBron. If you got the talent, if you got the
What year
superstars
with
of the
LeBron?
NBA,
What year with LeBron?
shit. When he scored like 32 straight points against the Pistons, shit. Oh,
He
that
won
went
the
into the
championship.
damn double overtime. Oh, you saying won the championship?
Yeah, I'm saying that's the
Oh, that
ultimate goal.
Kobe and Shaq, Giannis when he put up the 50. Duncan in those years before Kawhi. Um,
Damn near every team
every team that got a
besides the
superstar.
Warriors, really. Besides the Warriors, really. Besides, even though they might
Jordan?
be different ways, but it'd be the main person scoring just about though, still hitting all the big shots.
Yeah.
The league is about star players, and when it comes to the clutch and down the stretch, it's about players executing and your star players balling out and doing what they're supposed to do. But when I say efficient down the stretch as well, it's not just his shot. It's all right. For example, tonight was DeAndre Hunter still on the court late, or did he
I
get
couldn't
benched?
tell.
If he got benched, it's on Nate. I know you couldn't tell, but the reason why you couldn't tell is because our point guard has moments when he decides to not necessarily be a point guard and he's a shooting guard. So that goes also into situational awareness. Trey has to know and understand that DeAndre is cooking. He has a mismatch. He is going
But
in. He
but
can.
Mike,
He can.
didn't Murray bring it down the floor a couple times, Mike?
I guess so, man. I guess so,
Who
man.
had the ball in their hand the majority of the time the last
No,
5 minutes of that?
no. What I'm saying is Murray had the
You
ball at the
saying a
end.
couple? We
Collins had the ball.
probably had 15 possessions in the last 5 minutes, and you talking about 2.
No, I'm saying Murray had the ball. Collins had the ball at the top. Multiple dudes had the ball at the top.
No, who brought the ball up the court?
Murray brought it up sometimes. Trey brought it up other times. I know Trey brought it up a majority of the time, but what I'm saying
That's all he's saying, bro.
I got you, but what I'm saying is
Bro,
I
those
understand
when
y'all want.
it came to the winning plays, Trey did not pass that ball, bruh, until it got to the point to where we didn't give it to him because we called a timeout and DJ took the ball out of bounds, passed it to Dre instead of him passing it out to Trey, who was slick open moving towards the back court. He could have gave it there. Now
That would
the
have been a
play
turnover.
probably was for it not to go to him, but it went to Dre. He cut to the basket, got it, and got fouled. That's what got us back into the winning position. But when it was those winning plays before that, Trey didn't pass the ball. The one time I guess he did pass it was the foul that got taken back from Kev. If it was within that stretch, that might be the one. You know what I'm saying, or
Nah,
whatever. But other than that,
it was
it
another one.
was it.
No,
Okay,
no,
but a
it
lot
wasn't.
of
No, it
times,
wasn't. I'm thinking the other way. My bad.
okay, but I'm just saying the actual winning plays, it become all Trey a lot of times. Now, a lot of times he does well, and he in the past he's done great because he'll get his fouls, get to the line, knock down the free throws. He missed some free throws again tonight or whatever, which is I don't want to seem like I'm knocking Trey. I'm just going to the fact that it's like basically he's missed more free throws than I ever seen him make so far in his career. It's surprising. Like when he missed it, I'm like, what the hell? Like what's going on? Like this is a microcosm of basically like the season with his shooting to an extent because like he's missing these random free throws and even though he's still great as a percentage, but like I said, it's still more than we've ever seen him miss. It's like it just takes me by surprise. I'm really expecting to just drop. And also too, I see Trey plenty of times in the past when his shot not going, the free throws get his shot to go. So that kind of like, when that happens, when I'm like, dang, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, like it kind of can get him into a flow and stuff like that though. But anyway, the winning plays or whatever, that's our coach on the floor. Yes, Nate can be a lot better. Again, nobody debating that Nate is a championship coach. You tend to love to continue to just go and grab a championship coach and compare him to it. Nobody's sitting arguing with the fact that Nate's a championship coach. He's our coach for right now, and he's suitable enough to get the team to the playoffs. Now, the players can do a lot of things themselves to make sure that we are a playoff team, not a play-in team, by, yes, executing, giving consistent effort. Trey, being our point guard and point guard that he is, have situational awareness of his teammates, see the mismatches, don't do silly stuff or know that he don't have to score to close out games. He can still be the hero and the winner of the game by saying, Dre, no, pointing to him, get over there, give it to you. You go to work over there. Direction, JC over here. Yeah, I understand coaches and all that stuff though, but literally the players are on the floor. Your point guard is supposed to be a coach on the floor. He's supposed to be. He has to get to that point and to that place.
I mean, I think that's debatable. Personally, I know that's the way you and Gerald see point guards, how point guards should play and should behave.
Y'all trying to when did that change, Matt?
I think it changed over the last few years. I think Drew
And
Holiday is not instructive out with Milwaukee. Stephen Curry's not instructive with Golden State.
Yeah, Bud be calling plays
like,
on every possession.
And so there is Marcus Smart is not necessarily instructive with Boston.
What two teams y'all just named? Real quick.
I named you three.
He named
yeah, what teams you named?
Milwaukee.
And the Warriors.
The Warriors.
And then they also named Boston.
Boston. There's plenty of teams I can think, and that's just off the top of my head. What's John Morant is not terribly instructive. You don't watch Memphis and he directing dudes, pointing dudes where to go. He don't do all that. But what he does do,
Dame barely do that.
What he does do, and again, if you watch Memphis, because I watch Memphis, if you watch Memphis, John Morant, what he does do, he rolls the ball, especially the last 5 minutes. He rolls the ball in and he looks over at Taylor Jenkins, and he looks over at him and he gives whatever whatever they're doing. And you can watch Memphis anytime they play their next couple games, the last 5-6 minutes of the game. Morant rolls the ball up the court and he looks over at Tyler Jenkins or looks over at the bench the last 5 minutes of the game. And so there's plenty of examples where dudes aren't out there instructive like John Stockton and whoever else, Chris Paul back in the heyday, whoever else y'all want Trey to become. That's just not who he is. So
I want Trey to play basketball, Matt. It's just simple as that.
but I
bro.
just
It's
gave
just
you
simple as
5
that.
examples.
Wait a minute,
Of
sorry.
guards
I
who don't.
know, and I'm gonna tell you straight up though, all of that is bad basketball and dumb as shit, bro. I'm just gonna be real about it. It's dumb as hell, and that's the reason why I agree with y'all. Nate need to be fired. I'll be somebody that need to be fired because I need players who have IQ, and they ain't got to sit here and yell everything. Because number one, you're not always going to be in the suitable environment for you to even hear me. Like you damn sure might not even hear me in a timeout. I got to scream and yell, depending on what the environment is. So I need to have a
I,
coach on the floor. In any sport, you need a player and players to be that way. You need that.
Mike,
yeah.
Mike, I agree, but listen, I ain't paying a coach just sit on the sideline and observe. Okay,
I get what you
I
saying,
want him to
Dallas.
be involved, right?
But the thing, but
And when he sees fit, then he can say, all right,
Yeah.
no,
Hey.
we doing this.
But
I'm
Nate
watching.
did Nate not do that tonight?
I believe
But-
Nate
but-
is always involved. I'm not saying the
But
coach
Mike-
should sit there and not do anything. I'm
Also,
not
what I'm
saying
saying
that.
is
I
want
gotta
to
address
do-
this
I
just
want-
real quick because the chat
Go
real
ahead.
quick. Tanju Capella is not better than Jarrett Allen. Stop it. Stop it. Stop
and
it.
Nate and Nate.
I feel like he's better for this team than Jared Allen is.
I
He
don't
bet
know
nah.
about that, bro.
What I want Nate to do is, well, he can't do it. Well, I won't say he can't do it. He hasn't shown the ability in 18 years to do it. I need for him to go above the pick and roll and above isolation in critical situations.
But
So,
why
yes,
are you criticizing Nate for the offense but give Joe Prunty the credit?
because Gerald, again, I give Joe Prunty credit for specific plays.
How do you know Joe Prunty drew up whatever plays he drew up that you think he drew up?
Because they all say he the one who drew up the plays.
Did he
And
say it
you
tonight?
look-
So if he draw up all the plays?
No, most of the plays at the end of the game, he draws it up. More importantly, if you look over at the bench at the end of mostly the last 5 minutes of the game, sometimes it's a little different, but mostly.
So on that 13-2 run, where was Joe Prunty then?
He probably they didn't. I didn't see any sets during that whole time period.
Okay, so whose fault was that?
That's the coach fault because.
But you said Joe Prunty. You just said late in the game, Joe Prunty is the one that draws up the plays.
Yeah, Gerald, but you can blame him if you go to a set and it doesn't work. But if you don't go to a set at all,
so how the hell I'ma blame Nate if Trey don't call the damn play?
I'm just baffled
Gerald, if I don't go into a play,
no, I'm being objective, analyst.
But Gerald, if I call a set and it doesn't work, that's my fault. But if I don't call a set at all,
it ain't necessarily your fault. No, it's not, Matt.
I'm just saying as a coach.
No, Matt, I'm telling you as a coach, it ain't necessarily your fault because if they run it if they run it half-ass or they don't execute it correctly, that ain't your fault.
Well, okay, but Gerald, why do you always assume they're not running it? They're not. You always say they don't give effort. They run it halfway. Why are you saying that?
Well, number one,
just bad.
No, that's easy to tell. Number one, I'm gonna go to John Collins. When they run horns and or floppy, when they run floppy for AJ, I saw it 4 times. Instead of John, or no, it wasn't horn. It was a DHO. When John did the DHO, instead of setting a solid screen like Sabonis was, bruh. John literally bent over and stuck his booty out to set the screen. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Watch the replay.
Gerald,
That's an ex-
that had more to do with John being zesty than
right,
anything.
but analyst, but that's an example, Matt, of not executing correctly, bro.
So
Also,
so
you could go ahead.
so what? Okay, help me out. I'm confused.
Go ahead.
You and Mike can help me out here. Okay, so what's the difference between them being bad execution, them not knowing what the play is, with 5 minutes on the clock, but them miraculously being able to beautifully execute with 20 seconds left on the clock and come up with these beautiful design plays to win these games? What's the difference?
One thing that goes into the first thing you got to have with execution, you got to have the effort. That's the first thing. Joe Prunty can draw up the best player in the world, but if AJ doesn't, I'm talking about the game we won against the Bulls where he had the little, the game winning shot off the inbound. Joe Prunty drew up a good play, but if AJ doesn't give that hard fake toward the sideline before he shot to the rim, then that play doesn't work.
So I'm saying, what's the do? So the effort. So why are they not giving
That's
effort?
number
So
one.
you're saying they're not giving effort with 3 minutes on the clock, but they're giving effort with 3 seconds on the clock.
You gotta ask the players that. You gotta ask the players that.
They are
Yeah, now it could be a thing where they may be winded, and it may be in the third quarter, and they like, okay, I need to chill for a little bit. They do that as well, particularly on the offensive end, because that's the one time where in basketball, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, if you have to pick a side to rest on, you're gonna rest on the offensive end. Is that correct?
No, not with us. We're gonna rest on the defensive side of the ball, especially
Huh?
instead
Hey,
of
I don't know about us, some of our players, but that varies from player to player depending on your DNA. You have players who only want to play offense, so they ass gonna take a break on defense. But
Oh, okay,
ideally
I see what you're saying.
speaking, if you want to catch your breath, it should be on the instance the offensive end. Like you kind of go stand over to the corner, not necessarily be fully
Mhm.
involved with the play, dribbling and stuff like that or whatever, kind of catch your
Right,
breath and then come on in, but so you can still give your all the effort to stop someone. But like I said, though,
right.
I'm played with Negroes before, you know what I'm saying? Team folk that think they can take off on defense. Like, yeah, that it happens, unfortunately, that way.
So yeah,
because
there's I think that's one of the things. Them niggas be taking breaks on offense for one. That's why sometimes you see lack of ball movement. 48 minutes is a long ass time, bro. That's why it's impossible for a team not to make a run.
Another thing too, I want to put in and throw in. I personally always say this, um, but our players they suck at setting screens. Now, I don't
Yeah.
know if Dwight will come here or something like that, but Dwight, for example, or I even said Sabonis. Sabonis sets solid fundamental screens. John
Mhm.
Collins, for example, number one, him double O, they open up the wrong way all the time off a screen. Analyst, he say he coach, right? Or something.
Mm-hmm.
Analyst. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they
I
fundamentally
high
open
level
up.
coach.
That's saying I ain't no analyst coach, you know what I'm saying? So now I talk to him certain way and stuff like that or whatever. Because now I know he ain't gonna sit here and deny some bull. I'm like, come on now, man, like, come on now. But they open up literally the wrong way every time. Like I have to like literally show you. But basically they turn their back. You know what I'm saying? So when they're setting the screen and say Trey is coming this way or whatever, they turn their back, the basically the wrong way. They supposed to open up towards the ball, and that will keep the man that they screening automatically on their back.
Yep.
Okay?
Hmm.
And that opens a lot of stuff up. Another thing too, John Collins don't necessarily hold anything. He don't necessarily when he set the screen, it's like
It's an
a
automatic floor
dance
out.
move.
Yeah.
It's like a dance move. It's like a mirroring dance move that he does. So it's like
Dancing with the stars.
he's not truly freeing up Trey and making the defense truly make a read. It's just a little interchanging action that's like not challenging anything. So often a lot of times I'll be seeing certain stuff But it's like plays, I feel like in the sets that you're looking for, it looks non-existent because we have half-ass screeners and just not good fundamentally sound screeners that's truly getting things open and work. So even when it comes to the basic pick and roll at the top, that jump don't be fully working because, like I just said, them boys don't be setting no good screens. Like I watched it
Hey,
tonight, John Collins did it or
if I
whatever.
said 90 pick and rolls a game, I'll be half-assed too.
Bro,
No,
you
no,
don't.
you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Because as a big man and me personally being in that position, setting a screen is literally me eating all day. Like I don't care how many
Yeah,
times I got to do that. I will eat easily and correctly all day, setting that pick, and we can work. And like you can do
I,
so many things out of that one little basic thing that you sitting here trying to,
if you do it
minimize or
right.
whatever. Like that, bro, you do so much out of that. The issue
But we
again, like I
don't.
said. JC doing what? Huh?
We
Oh,
don't.
Matt. So check this out. How many times you talk about if I got to set a screen 90 times a game? How many times did Sabonis do a DHO tonight?
A fair amount.
Uh, how much? How many? But it was more than 90
No,
because
but
he did it
Gerald,
because he did it multiple times on some possessions.
but Gerald, the DHO they were doing, that was secondary. That was their secondary look. Their
No, it
primary look
wasn't.
was, yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Gerald, so,
The only time it wasn't the primary was when De'Aaron Fox tried to go ISO.
but Gerald, even when he ran the DHO, they still ran splits off the DHO. They just didn't run a DHO with somebody going downhill.
Bro, why? What's the
So
number one reason they DHO is so effective, bro? Go ahead and say it.
I
What's the
think
key?
I think it is that not only did they run DHO, they run cutters behind it.
They ain't got shit to do with it. What's
I
the
know
number?
you're saying it's I know you're saying it's the big man, but
What does he do? What does he do? What does Jokic do on that DHO? What's the second thing they have to do in order for it to be effective? Obviously, the first thing is to hand the ball off. But what's the second thing?
what screen?
Yes.
But Gerald, they ran it without Sabonis in the game. They still ran the same stuff.
How was the screen? How'd the screen look? How'd the screen look?
The offense looked fine to me.
How did the screen look?
The screen wasn't there. Wasn't beautiful ever.
Was the screen effective? Yes or no?
Not every time.
Bro.
Well, with us,
not every time.
but Gerald, with us, it depends who you screening. If you screening Bogey or Trey, you ain't got to contact them. It's gonna be effective. So,
but what
that
I'm saying, Gerald,
is
we and like Mike used to tell me, right? If we can set beautiful screens at the end of games, like we did for Murray tonight on that curl to the rim, if we can set beautiful screens sometimes.
Hold on, talking about Matt. What curl to the rim and the screen?
I don't remember that.
With Murray, when we ran an out of bounds play for Murray.
That wasn't no screen. That was a give and go.
Yeah,
it was a screen that he caught the ball.
No, it wasn't. That was a give and go. What are you talking about?
Analyst, what was the play?
Analyst, what was it?
Yeah, because
it was
Bro, DeJounte literally inbounded the ball and ran to the fucking field. What are you talking?
So he didn't catch the ball off of a screen.
Your boy Analyst just said it was a give and go. It wasn't no screen. He just cut to the rim.
It was
a give and go.
I mean, that's one of the better one of the better out of bounds. You throw it to the guy and then the out of bounds, the guy's inbound the ball.
No, it was a good play. We just saying that there wasn't no screen involved on that play.
As a coach in basketball, what you gonna try, Analyst? Because I do it all the time too. Normally, people forget about the inbounder. That's what normally happens. They fall asleep. So it was we don't know if it was the play or not, or was it DJ having some IQ and decided to cut hard. Because, he clearly could have gave it to Trey at the top of that time. But anyway, the point is that, yeah, bro, it wasn't no screen on that play. It wasn't no screen.
There wasn't no screen, so I don't know what you saw, Matt.
Okay, I got to go back and look. I thought it was a screen on that. I thought it was a brush screen on that. But anyway.
Basically a give and go. Give and go.
But there's even the Chicago game. There's other games where we ran screens to get guys open. Where it
What we're
worked.
saying, we're not saying. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that it doesn't ever work. I'm saying every time Sabonis, Jokic, Draymond, every time they do a DHO, the person that he gives the ball to is literally wide open every play for a 3-point shot. Am I lying?
Most
Now,
of the time, yeah.
yeah, not that's because of the effective, consistent screening. We don't have that.
Or
Hey,
even just
Gerald,
the regular pick and roll with a Sabonis type person. When he comes to set the pick, not even no dribble handoff, and it's on he's going to stay. Make sure that he has the contact and hold that man there. Not
Yeah.
necessarily like a grab or something like that, but you keep the pick there, okay? And then another thing too with the dribblers or whatever, you have to cross the screen shoulder to shoulder to make sure also
Hmm.
too that the man is going to get picked. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like a
Yeah.
lot of stuff be on the breakdown, bro. I be watching. I'm
It
like,
can't
that's
be.
why I be getting upset. I'm like, but these boys suck at fundamentals. I'm like, what is going on?
but
Like,
Yeah,
what is going
it can't be if there's any kind of space, then the defender can roll off of it pretty easily. That's just like that's just like in football. If you're doing if you zone blocking and you doing a double team, you supposed to be hip to hip. And if you're not hip to hip, somebody like Aaron Donald or somebody like that, or what's the guy from the Eagles? Fletcher Cox. Somebody like that, even Grady Jarrett, they gonna split that shit all day. It can't be no room when they come off when they double teaming. Same thing on the pick on the DHO or any kind of screen.
But
But
then
I'm
if you
saying
do
these
that,
same.
that truly forces the defense to communicate then how they're switching, who's going to be with one. Because now I'm stuck. If they don't communicate right, the ball handler, they got them a clear drive. If they both clear,
Yeah.
don't communicate right and go with the ball handler, the roll man is open and stuff like that. If they communicate correctly, the roll man being JC or somebody, and then if he opens up correctly, he should have an automatic mismatch and that person on his back. So it's just
Yeah.
like, bro, they can eat like crazy, man, off that one damn play, bro. That's why I don't be tripping that much. It's just a
And
matter about the execution and that fundamental
that
shit.
might come to think of it. That might be why Nate told John has to shoot them damn threes. John shoot his own self in the foot if he don't know how to seal off the damn pit.
Yeah,
Cause
but I think that
he
because
will have a
Skip be on the
post up.
floor, bro. That be
But
making long
Gerald,
Well,
I believe.
what I'm saying is, if he's picking a little guy, which if it's Trey and John, then whoever guarding Trey, if John seals that guy, then John got to post up every play.
Every play. And then you
He got
focusing
he
on
got to
Trey
post
if
up
he
every
gives it up or
play.
not. I'm telling
But
you,
if
but
man.
Drake,
even
I ain't
John
bro,
gives
I'm
to
not
me
even
buckets
being
and stuff.
funny. I ain't even being funny. John literally stuck his ass out. Like the nigga bent over, bruh. I said, oh, wait till I get on this video tonight. Bruh, that shit ain't even work, bruh. The damn defender just ran around the shit and just
John,
kept on with the defense, bruh.
hey, John was dreaming.
but
He was hoping he was on the bench
but
with Nate's son.
You ain't, bruh.
uh, oh dear.
Bruh.
But what I'm
That
saying,
man,
but even Sacramento, right? See, Mike Brown just got there 2 months ago, 3 months ago,
mm-hmm.
and with Sabonis in the game or with Keegan Murray in the game, the offense pretty much still looks the same. So
That's just like us.
no, well, I mean,
Yeah, bruh,
there's
it was a
there's
DHO with Keegan
there's
Murray was in the
more
game too.
theirs is much more elaborate than what we do. Much more
Because it looks more elaborate because they actually do the little shit right. They do the little
but
shit right, bruh.
but the reason why I separate Trey's end of game situations from Nate most of the time is because if the whole system is to give Trey the ball and him do what he does and Nate ride his coattails to the wheels fall off, you can't necessarily blame him when it don't go correctly because or when he makes a mistake. You can blame him if he takes a bad shot. That's different. But You can't blame him
That's
if it
what. That's
doesn't.
literally what we was. That's literally what we
Nah.
was criticizing them for, the bad shot.
But again, the 3-point shot, I just don't believe it was necessarily. It wasn't like he had no momentum, no rhythm at all. And he
He
came out
didn't.
of
They just
nowhere
went on
and just shot it.
11-2.
Exactly.
But I'm saying the didn't he just go to the free throw line in previous possessions?
No, that was after. It was 11-2, man.
Didn't he go? Didn't he go to the free throw? No, before they went on their run.
Forget that. They just scored 11 straight points to your 2. You got to get a good shot.
I don't. The whole 11-2 run. I don't think he was in the game. That whole run. I think he came in at the end of the run, and I think he was on the bench.
Bruh, Kevin Herter made the 3-point shot on him
No.
for them to go up one.
I know he
Yeah.
was in at the end of the run, but I'm saying at the beginning of that run, I don't think he was in the game. I think he was on the bench.
That run literally lasted maybe 45 seconds, bruh. You
Yeah,
could have went to the bathroom and came back, and they had scored like 10 points, bruh. Like Herter hit a 3, and then
yes, because that's why Nate was visibly upset because we
yeah,
had some quick defensive breakdowns back to back to back to back, like
yeah.
real quick.
There wasn't even time for Nate to even sub anybody out until he called the timeout. There wasn't no fouls, no free throws, no turnovers. It wasn't nothing like that. It was just they make a shot, we do some dumb shit, then we do some more dumb shit on defense, then they score in like 5 seconds. Bruh, they scored like 7 points in 15 seconds damn near.
Because like I said, the 3. I don't necessarily have a problem with the shot. I don't necessarily have a problem with the shot because it wasn't like I said, it wasn't a logo 3. To me, he was somewhat in rhythm when he shot.
What the fuck rhythm was he in when it was 11-2?
I'm saying, Gerald, even going back to the third quarter, he was mostly our whole offense.
Bro, that in Earth time that was 35 minutes prior. What rhythm he got from then? From there,
Offense in the third quarter. Hold on, man. When was Dre was balling? When Dre?
Dre was balling. Bogey was balling. Like everybody was eating.
We got to
Matt, you out there fishing now.
No.
You got that bit. Matt out there looking for a big ass catfish. Golly, boy.
No, I'm saying that, like I said, I don't have, but moreover, the over, I don't have, you can't, to me personally, you can't blame, I blame, my problem when Nate comes in, if the whole system is designed for him to be the man, be the hero, take the shots that he takes, you can't be upset when he takes them.
So is it Jason Kidd's fault that Luka got a record he got?
What do you mean?
Is it Jason Kidd's fault that Luka has the record that he has because Luka get he got his usage higher than Trey's?
No, I mean I don't. Dallas is different. I don't think Dallas. No, I'm saying their problems come from their roster. I don't think they have a talented. I don't think they have the great roster. So that's different from the Hawks. Like we don't have a terrible. I know you're saying we all think our players are better than what they are, but like we don't have a roster that's 2 games under 500. Like we don't. That's the way it's been played out because we done lost probably 5 games.
Is one thing. Well, number one, we are what our record is. Now, if we were at full strength, like I always say, then yeah, I would get what you mad and say, hell nah, we ain't 2 games on the 500. But again, we've only played 1 game this whole season where everybody was healthy. If you don't think that that's not a big factor, bro, our talent, we got Mike, is it realistic for a team to play to their abilities consistently when the whole team is available one game out of the whole season.
One player. One. Don't try to make it sound like it's four dudes, Gerald. It's one
Bro,
dude.
we don't have championship talent, so you gotta have everybody to win.
But it's still
Okay.
that's what I say. It's still I'm about to say it still plays and everything. Like you said, number one, we're not a championship talent. We still depend heavily on very young players that they're still young. They're not veteran solid players, so it just easily, replace and not miss a beat, and them guys gonna do certain things. With our team, the way it is and stuff, and we see them, like I said, having situational awareness and all these issues and stuff like that. Yeah, it hurts not having the full roster and only having it for literally one game or something like that so far this season. I think that does impact things or whatever. Now, me personally, I think at best in that situation we'll succeed. We like swapping. We're where the Pacers are. That's just me. Some of you guys might match. I think feel like the roster is a lot better than that. I don't still, because I'm looking at the landscape in the East of the teams that I believe that'll still be ahead of us. Just, a lot more star power, what I'm saying, on these teams. But yeah, it plays, it's an impact, I mean, it's not necessarily football, but it's the same, Gerald, and I hear it all the time. If like teams lucky when they keep the same line like all year, and teams that keep
Mm-hmm.
the same line and group of line the whole season, those be teams that usually win the championship or make
That
it to the
win.
playoffs and do well, because they had that, that continuity or whatever for a long time and stuff like that. And you really, yeah, you develop and building that chemistry as you're supposed to. I mean, you'll think you'll be there
But
because we got, huh?
no, go ahead.
I
Finish.
mean, we are trying to infuse new guys and like a DJ, and then even though you got the holiday, whatever, even though everybody, none of us really like him like that. Aaron is solid. Justin is just trash though. I don't know what he's doing, but Aaron's solid. I can take him. But you're still infusing other guys as well, though. You know what I'm saying? So, and not having Bogey for a long period of time or whatever and stuff like that. And then, like you said, you still got DJ who is brand new to everything or was and stuff like that. You got to still they doing all this as they go and everything. Now we have lost more games than we should, and we've debated and talked about and addressed all those issues. Issue could be Nate's substitution patterns, not giving other people a chance at certain times, short rotation, Trey's inefficient games, shooting too much at times. He seems to be
Terrible
turning the corner
strategy.
that way. Huh?
Terrible strategy.
Terrible strategy. I
I
mean,
don't think
I
that.
already
I don't know about.
I
I
don't
don't know.
necessarily think the strategy is as bad like that. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? I'll let you have it. I mean, but like I said, I'll acknowledge a lot of other stuff because like if you telling me that yeah he pulled somebody too early or the patterns might be wrong, like oh, okay, I
Yeah.
listen to that. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? If it's like not calling time out at the right time or something like that, I listen to that. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? And him not yeah make it, everything else or whatever, like strategy stuff like that. I'm saying it'd be so much in between with that. Cause like I already said, bro, it's like I'm pointing out certain stuff, whatever. Only so much I can do. If I call to certain things and then JC setting a half-ass weak screen over here, like everything broke down. You know what I'm saying? Now
Yeah.
it look like I ain't got no game plan or I ain't just call a damn play. Cause y'all just, you did bad basically executing and running it. So it's like
Right.
that's why, yeah, it's kind of like, I can't fully say that or whatever. It can be other things that yeah, Nate might lack in. Cause like I did, I've seen them in games though. It's like, damn, bro, you could have called timeout earlier than that. Like they've been going on for a good run. And then, that's what analysts call him McMuffin and stuff like that. Cause he's just standing on the sideline looking at stuff and everything, But sometimes, like I told you though, he old. And that's why he need to get fired. I do agree that he need to be fired because he old. And at those times when he just be staring, he just be like, bro, I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of just keep saying stuff.
It's
And
a lot of
tonight he finally snapped. He was like, God damn it, what y'all doing?
that shit. That shit was funny as hell. Man, I can't wait for you to see that shit, boy.
Yeah,
That
I
shit
need
was
to go back.
funny.
I'm gonna go back and watch it. But he's.
You'd have
I
thought it
mean,
was the
like you said.
playoffs.
I
I
mean, it was
mean,
for us, bro. We needed to win this game, bro. We needed to win this.
It felt like a playoff game. Like even the way for the most part the game was played well on both like from both teams.
You needed to
Um
control the game.
really felt like a playoff game. We needed this. For most importantly, this was good work for us against a decent team.
Mm-hmm. Team on the rise. Yep.
I I hope so, but I'm not terrible. I'm not terribly confident. I'll say
Oh
that. I'm
my
not terribly
god, bro.
confident.
We ain't asking you to be
Gerald,
confident. We just,
Gerald. But Gerald, what I'm saying is you got to look at the whole picture.
bro. You're number one. Your
Hold on, man.
expectation level.
He just told you to look at the whole picture, but you only talking about
Right,
Nate.
I know.
right.
No, what I'm saying is, look at the whole picture because, like I said,
That's
we've
including the blame.
lost games. No, I'm not. The players, they have some blame, and yes, the roster needs a couple of tweaks. But there's no coach in the NBA that has a perfect roster that's 100% healthy. No one
There's,
has.
Correct.
bro. There's no. I guarantee there's no NBA team that has played. There's no NBA team that has only played one game with a full roster.
It isn't. Dang, that's good.
Correct me if I'm wrong. How many games Portland have played with a full roster?
Uh,
Oh,
I don't watch
That's
it.
what I'm
I don't know.
asking you.
actually, I can't answer that. I can't answer that. I can't answer
Okay.
that.
go ahead, Portland
Um,
fan and slash Hawks
Yeah,
fan.
no, that's why I asked them.
Okay, I'm gonna say that right now. Before this game, we had Gary Payne the second making his debut against Detroit. So yeah, it was just actually it was zero because you still got Nas Little hurt, so it's zero.
So what's their record?
Better
Oh,
than ours.
their record is over 500. Yeah, I know they lost today, but I think like at least a game or two above 500 right now. Like in
They're
like
better than us.
but-
No,
but
how long Chauncey been coaching?
this
Marquis,
is
how
his
long
second
Chauncey
year.
been coaching?
This
Second
is his
year.
second year.
What's their
And how
record?
long?
I
And
don't.
how long?
I
And
don't watch
how?
them though, but
I
I'll
like
say this
Dame.
though, or I'll look it up myself. Give me
I like
Dame.
Dame.
Give me Dame shooting numbers.
Right? Yeah.
Well,
What's the shooting percentage?
how many games have they missed? He probably missed
Hey,
15
bro,
games.
I just want
We
the
missed a
answer to
small
that
chunk. That's
question.
about it.
I just want to
I
hear
don't know.
Dame shooting
From
numbers.
wait a minute,
I
from
don't know
where?
his percentage, but
From
I know
What?
where?
how many games
Just
he
period.
missed.
Where is he in field
Across
goal
the board.
percentage? Is he 110th or better?
I'm
Across
He's
the
not sure what
board.
his
What's it?
percentage is,
pulling that up right
but
He's
now.
I'm
shooting.
just saying.
He's shooting
I know he done missed a
43%.
lot of games this season.
So what is that in the NBA? Where does that rank?
43% from the field?
Let me see.
Not
Wait.
from the
He's shooting
field.
43% from the field?
Maybe 43
That's
from
not
three.
good.
Oh no, wait
That's
a
not
minute.
good.
You said that's not good?
43% from the field. That's average.
Come on,
Shit,
Portland.
Trey
Oh, from the
below average.
field.
That's
From the
league
field,
average.
it's from the field.
I mean,
It's
Dame's not a
44%.
post player and he doesn't dunk.
From the
Neither
field,
does Trey, but
he
I
shoots
get what you're saying.
44%.
So he's shooting
44%.
44 from the field. Where does
That's
that
around
rank in
league
the
average.
NBA? Where does that rank in the NBA?
Oh,
So I'm pulling it
Isn't the
up
league average
right
42%?
now.
let's get out of here.
But that 2% is
He ranks.
that's a bit different.
He ranks 97th.
Yeah,
Damn.
and he's played
So
in
better than
24
Trey.
games.
Oh, come on,
I just
Gerald.
want to hear
That
the
is
We
So
ain't
percentage
splitting
number.
hairs,
I
Gerald.
mean, but you
better than
heard that on
Trey.
the percentage. You heard that on the percentage. Matt just said himself, if you just questioned, is it 42% the average? Dame shooting above average, even though it's
Yeah,
slightly or
right.
whatever. But we know Trey, our main ball handler. I'm comparing two main ball handlers basically, or who everything going through, quote unquote, whatever. Y'all correct me wrong. I don't watch Portland. I ain't gonna say a lot like it. I watch them
I
at
think
times and
Anthony
stuff, and I watched
Simons
them in the
he
past,
get a
and I
lot of
know
he
how
gets
Dame
Trey is
basically
that
played. But
Mike? Trey is at league average. He's at 42%.
Trey is at
He ain't at
42% now.
24%. Well,
Probably
around
said
it. He's at
24%.
41.6.
It was.
No, I'm
Yeah, it
saying
was
y'all act like he's shooting 24% from the field. He's shooting league
No,
average.
you're choosing an exaggerated number. He never shot
right.
in the 20, but he was definitely shooting at the best mid 30s where he was. Now, we
Yeah.
acknowledged that already at times that he did bring that up within the last 10 games, but he also ain't necessarily shoot great the last 2 to 3 games. I ain't counting tonight, but what was it? He shot
And then,
like what? I think when the last game he did get like 30 or whatever. He took like I don't know how many shots, and it was like a
You wouldn't
bad
count
percentage.
tonight.
I just
You
don't
wouldn't count
know.
tonight.
and then his
Tonight.
Huh?
and then his also
Yeah,
So which
I,
game?
I, I
Tonight
said
or
you
the
wouldn't count tonight. He shot 58% tonight.
Tonight,
No, he
tonight,
did. You're right. I'm
tonight
gonna
was good.
count tonight. No,
Tonight
I
was good.
count tonight. I was just saying before tonight. Tonight he corrected it because he
I
did
got you.
go start on that Orlando loss. The game that we shouldn't lost to Orlando at Orlando. He shot well. Okay. Then he had a string of games from that point. We still were losing though, where he in a sense shot well. But then it was a last kind of like few game where he kind of wasn't shooting well, and then we got back on track tonight and we got our W. That's what I'm saying.
I think if you look at the last
So,
12 games, I believe he's only had
and
three
then
bad shooting games out of the last
another
12.
problem
Yeah,
that
see?
Trey got,
Go ahead,
another
Gerald.
problem that another problem that Trey has is his assist to turnover ratio is not where it need to be. It ain't $200 million good.
That's actually a fair point.
Averaging he averages four. He averaged 9.9 assists a game, which is good, but he also averages about 4 turnovers a game. That ain't good.
Gerald, given the usage rate, given how much
But see,
everything
Gerald,
centers
you gotta
around
No,
him,
also you
that's
it,
Gerald,
expected.
four turnovers
no,
is very blatant in black and white. There's a lot of plays, not even just today. There's a lot of plays overall where I've seen Trey trying to make a pass and then Collins wasn't paying attention and then he'll tap his chest and say my
nah.
fault or something like that.
I
That
can't give him that credit because like tonight he tried that dumbass no look over the shoulder shit.
that was dumb. I said
That,
that.
hey, that's his
That was
That's his new patented
Nah, I ain't trying to hear that. I
play.
ain't trying to hear that. He need to unpatent it.
well.
Hey,
Cause
I,
You
but
mean
I'm
when
not
he
gonna
do
say.
the
Listen,
you come out the
Trey.
cross court pass?
Listen, I think
no, he was on the wing and his back was literally turned and he literally
The
threw the
cross
shit.
court pass?
hey, I saw him
No,
working at
it was in the
that
half
last
court
summer.
when he did it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he working at the
I
I
summer
think I
wasn't
with,
saying
missed
with
that. That
behind his
wasn't in
head
the
with
half
his left
I'm
court.
gonna
hand.
say I'm thinking
It was
about
in
the
the
cross
half
court
court when
pass
he
to
did
Van
it.
Stolen.
No,
Yeah, I know. I'm saying the
he
pass
was
I'm talking about is half
he
court.
was
It got
he,
stolen.
he was coming
Gerald,
around and then he tried to no look and then I think either Herter or Harrison Barnes took it. No, it was Keegan Murray. He would dribble and then he said and then he didn't look and then when he looked he shook his head and he was
hey,
like God
hey,
no.
Gerald, he was doing that this summer. He was behind his
Man,
hand,
But
his left hand.
listen,
I ain't hearing
but,
that
but,
shit. But look,
listen,
you
I
can't
thought
have
I thought
if you the
Trey I
PG.
thought Trey played. Listen, I'm not. I want Trey to. I named two things I wanted them to get better with. Which was, I want them to just be solid. I'm not saying a lot that I want to be a little bit better on the defensive end, and I talked about being more efficient. If he can do that, Trey will be fine. Like you can go back to him doing these things in his career. Maybe not the defense, but you can go back to when he was very efficient
Yeah.
in his career. So I know he can do it. I just think he's having an off year. Okay, and when people talk about trade, to me it doesn't make any sense. You don't
No,
understand
ain't that's
basketball
extreme.
Yeah, that makes
That
sense.
ridiculous.
because
That ridiculous.
you have to understand that. Listen, if every team traded a player because they were going through a rough stretch, you know, then
Yeah.
you see players all different teams. So we need to continue to
You
the coaching staff needs to help him get better, or he needs to help himself get better. Okay, and then it will help the team. Obviously, he's going to get sharper and smarter as time goes on. But until then, we gotta find ways to get better through acquisition, and the coach staff, in my opinion, has to do better. The team has to do better. I
Hey,
just
hey,
I think
and
this will
going
work.
and going and
Becky,
going
you know
back
I
to
call her
the
Becky.
and going back to the assist to turnover ratio. You can't say, well, with his usage, that's not that bad. And then on the other hand, he only averaging 9.9 assists. If that's the case, he should be averaging 12 to 13 assists a game.
Gerald, that
If
ain't
his usage rate that high.
nobody does that.
What?
Nobody who averages 13 assists.
Bro, Trey capable of doing that?
No. I'm not saying he's not capable, but I'm just saying that's a bit unrealistic.
I'm saying you can't have
That's
a
almost like
two
a
you
35 assists a game.
you can't have a 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio and be efficient. That's not possible. Elite point guards it's somewhere around 3-to-1. So if
That's
if he's
super
average
elite.
no if he's but that's what As far as passing, that's what we say Trey is.
No,
Outside of
he is.
LeBron,
No,
so
Gerald,
there's
he is. You got to keep in mind some of the passes that he makes are, they're like
that
they're
that's a
ones
that
that
no
make him.
that's a Trey problem.
I need to go to
Now
my dinner.
that being said, if
That's
you
what makes him unique.
if Trey's averaging 4 turnovers a game, then he need 12 assists a game, bro. I'm saying for him to be at his tip top, he need to
You
have a
talking
3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. Right now, it's at
about?
barely over 2-to-1.
I mean, I don't. Maybe the
You gonna
conference
be good.
finals year was that high. Is very. I mean, that's that's super high. I gotta look. I don't know if a dude usage rate
Hold
is
on, talking
where it
about what
is.
did you say though, Matt? You said conference finals year out. It was that high. It was.
I think so. I'm pretty sure. But
Well, I'm just saying though.
we disagree about the
What?
reason that it was like that. But what I'm
No, I
saying,
wasn't gonna
Mark,
bring no reason. I'm just saying it happened. And what was
it
the fruit
happened.
Yeah.
of it happening though? What was the fruit
But
of that? What was the fruit of it? What came from
what's
it, Matt?
we went to the conference finals. But I'm saying part of the turnovers, Gerald and Mike, part of the turnovers, in my opinion, is it's hard to, and Gerald, I don't know how you can exactly relate this to football. Maybe in a West Coast office, but if the team know what's coming every play, it's difficult to.
Nah, I ain't giving you that because Aaron Rodgers notoriously throw 40 touchdowns a year, and he might have 5 interceptions. So
But
I
how
ain't giving
many?
you I
But,
ain't
but
giving you
Gerald,
that.
how many of that is him running around going off script, making something up?
What you mean?
How many of those plays that Aaron Rodgers makes is him running what the play is versus
Running
him
outside the
making
pocket.
something up off script?
He runs the play, and then after in football you run the play first, and then you go off script.
No, I'm
So
saying,
it
but
ain't that he ain't running the play.
how many of those 40 touchdowns come off script versus play design? I would say
It
80% of
that
them
the
come off
reason,
script.
but the reason don't matter. The point is he don't put the ball in harm's way.
I'll relate it. I'll relate it. In a sense,
That's the point.
here you go, Jared. In a sense, in football, at times, tell me if I'm wrong, Jared. Though, but like a good offense, like you can basically score multiple times or almost all the time, or really get up and down the field like majority of the time out of the same formation. But you
Mm-hmm.
run a lot of different plays out of that same formation, right? Can
Mm-hmm.
you do that? Okay.
Yeah.
A formation, quote unquote, in basketball, I would equate that to say your pick and roll that you hate so much, Matt. You
Mm-hmm.
can
Okay.
run when the players execute and are fundamentally sound and
Mhm.
unselfish as well. That goes a little to Trey. The fundamentally sound part goes into John Collins and other players with their screen setting or whatever. You can
Mhm.
run multiple things out of that alone with really just those two players. That forces things to
Yeah.
communicate. I ain't saying they need to stay with those two, but so much can happen out of just that it alone. So that's what
But
I'll
but
equate it with
even
like two sports.
but Mike, even if you want to bring that up, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, yeah, they
How
run. Yeah, their formation is the same, but they have so many different creative sets off of that same formation. You don't know what's coming.
no they
Versus the
don't. No,
Hawks.
no, that's not true. That's not true, Matt. They just window dress it. That's all.
Okay, fine.
They
Even if you
they
want to say that,
the average NBA the average NFL teams might run at most maybe 12 plays a game. They just dress it up in so many different ways that like they might run jet motion, but they still doing a stretch to the right or
but
inside zone or
but Gerald,
RPO.
But
Yeah.
Gerald, we don't have no motion. We have no window dressing. We have no eye candy to look at to distract you. We just straight up eye formation, hand the ball
Well,
off, Derrick
well,
Henry style.
football. You can football in most cases is not really a good way to. It's not a good example to compare it to basketball in most situations because you can just impose your will in football. If the offensive line is dominant, you can damn near run any play you want, and the shit gonna work.
Because what I'm
So
saying, what the reason I compare, well, it's a little different because you don't coach anymore. But even current day, even Tennessee, like Derrick Henry is good, but you're only going to get so far running the ball 50 times a game. That's only going to get you so far. You know, at
well,
some
well, yeah,
point,
that's true. The way the game is set up today, it's just entirely too much talent. I do get that, but going back to Trey, I think that there's a lot of times during the game where Trey gets this attitude, might say that light bulb go off. I like to call it Trey get that these motherfuckers came to come see me syndrome. Okay, and
He gets it in.
if he cut that down just a little bit, he can easily average 3 more assists a game. That's your 12 right there. Well, really, he only need 2 because he averaging 9.9. You
Okay,
telling me
well
he can't
tonight
get
we're
3 more assists per game?
but Gerald, we just talked yesterday. Was it yesterday? The day before yesterday? We just talked the other day about the man saying that the whole offense is him, you know,
right.
manipulating the defense with his eyes. If that's the whole offense, then I mean, well,
Bruh,
damn. The fact that he
bruh,
averaging 9 assists is impressive.
that's not the whole offense, and you know it, bruh. Like it's a big part of the offense, yeah, because you want the ball in your best playmaker hands, yeah. But that's not. It's hyperbole to say that that's literally the only thing that they do.
No, I mean,
Like
you're right, Gerald.
they literally ran floppy at least 20 times a night.
You're right, Gerald. That's 8 out of 10. It's not 10 out of 10.
Well, in every offense you saw tonight, Sabonis ran the DHO 96%
But they also
into the
ran
fourth
other.
quarter.
They also ran other stuff off the DHO. If, like I told you in the group, Gerald, if we don't even have to run Sacramento's offense, if we just took like 2 things from it and added it to what we do, we would be so much better. Just 2 things. We don't even need to do all the stuff they do. Just 2 things. Just 2. That's it.
Well, if Sacramento shit so pretty, why they ain't beat us tonight?
Gerald, they on a back-to-back. I already told
I
you
don't
that.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care, bro.
Did they win the game in Atlanta or we won out?
They didn't win in Atlanta either,
That was
Yeah,
also
we
on a
swept them.
back-to-back.
We swept
That was
them.
bro.
also on a back-to-back.
So when we
Gerald,
lose,
I'm just
so hold on.
saying, Gerald.
When
But
when
then
we lose, it gets magnified.
we ain't beat the Pacers? Why we ain't beat the Pacers in
Yeah,
Indiana?
why you ain't never gave us the back to back excuse when we lose on the back to back on the second night? You go straight to Nate.
Well, a lot of that has to do if we got blown out on a back-to-back.
Oh my
Then it's
God! Now he
different.
got to put
That's
it.
different.
Depend on how we lose,
No.
bro. We fucking lost.
No, but I'm saying if you come out with no effort, that's different from like I said, if we wasn't
I'm talking about the
top,
back. I'm talking about the second night of a back to back. I ain't
Gerald,
talking about
I guarantee
Indiana.
outside that Pacers game, Gerald, I guarantee you most of these back-to-backs we done lost. Most of the games we done lost, period, this year.
But you
We
quick to
didn't
give
held
the.
a
Why
full
you so
court
quick? I
lead.
think you a mole. Why you so quick to give the other team an
We get
excuse
them
as to why
we
they
get them
lost?
benefit. We get them benefit out.
Gerald, what I'm
You
saying
give
is
them the benefit of the doubt, but we don't get cut no slack at all, bro.
Gerald, the difference is, like I said, I wouldn't say anything if we were getting blitzed the whole game and we were never in it, wasn't competitive. I wouldn't say anything.
You
But
that's a lie because you said that against Miami, and Miami blitzed us the whole damn series.
that's different. That's the playoffs. That's
Now it's
totally
different, bro.
different.
Everything different, Mike.
No. The reason why I give Nick so much flack is because we didn't blow so many fourth quarter leads. If you
What
have a
fourth quarter
lead in the
league we had against Miami
win.
when we played them in the
We talking about in the
playoffs?
playoffs.
I just said that's
year.
different. That's the playoffs.
Bro,
That's
no,
purely strategy.
no, to you that wasn't different because you still roasted us for that.
Yeah, Gerald, because we that's different because that's the playoffs. That's all strategy. The playoffs is all strategy. I'm talking about why I blame Nate. The strategy is We're winning in the fourth quarter. We
About
have a
to, we about
lead,
to
and
rehash. We
some we
rehash Miami.
lose
That,
that lead in the
that,
fourth
bro.
quarter. That
Matt,
that
you,
shouldn't
didn't
Matt,
go
you,
through.
Matt, you have never given Atlanta any excuse on why they lost. Ever. But every time we
They
win a
still
game,
win.
Chad, correct me if
We
I'm
got
wrong. You
we got
find
still win.
something about them to
We know.
minimize.
You right.
If I'm lying, I'm flying, bro. Whether it's a back to back, or they missing some starters, or those probably the
He
main
got
two.
he got to drive that home. He got to drive that main point home, bro, by any means.
You
Nate
you
sucks.
always give the other team some
Nate
kind of
Nate
excuse
sucks.
on why they
no,
lost.
no, Gerald.
He
I
got
don't
to
give them
drive
excuse
home
why
that
they
point.
lost. But what I'm saying is,
Matt, just
y'all.
admit that you're biased, bro.
I'm not biased.
You
If
like
You
Nate,
never
are. You
mind.
just don't like Nate.
if I'm not
Matt,
biased.
you
Nate,
biased, bro.
You need
I'm
Nate
not
gone. You
biased.
need
If
Nate
Nate
gone,
is
Matt.
Matt,
I'm not
I
Matt. I'm ignoring you until Nate gone, bro. Cause I don't think we're gonna be able to get a real viewpoint from you, bro, until Nate gone. Once Nate gone, I think
all I'm
you'll
saying is
finally be
I
able
would
to
not.
give us
and
Yeah,
then
a
Matt
real
got
picture
worse when
view.
Travis left.
So he turned up more, huh? He mad. He's
Travis was my
Superman.
guy. But
I
what I'm
know.
saying
That's
is,
what I'm saying. Yeah,
my,
so he fed up. He
my
like, how
thing.
the
No,
hell
no, no.
Travis is gone before this garbage coach? He's like, how is this
Exactly,
the case?
exactly.
Hey, man.
Like a
But
lot of the
but
fan base.
Matt, the chat are probably. I want to hear if anybody else up. I want to hear the chat respond on this. How many games have we won where you said the other team fill in the blank?
I don't think I say that much.
Use a damn lie. And it
I don't think
you
I don't
always
think I
say
say
they on
that
the
much.
back. Analyst, correct me if I'm wrong. They either on the back to back or yeah, or you say the standard is so low, we happy about beating a 5-win team,
Y'all
or
do.
you
But
Man, I'm done
Gerald, what?
talking. I'm
But
gonna get up
Gerald,
with y'all boys.
Gerald, you be Gerald. If we beat, I'm trying to think, if we beat the Pistons tomorrow,
bruh, we're on the damn we on Hawk, we talk Hawks. I'm
but
supposed to be
Gerald,
happy that we won, bruh.
no, Gerald, yes, you could be happy that we won. But what I'm saying is, y'all take, well, not y'all. A lot of times, Gerald, you take this victory against this team, and you make it like a macro of where we are as an organ, like where we are as a team, our momentum, all the stuff. Like we turn the corner, we on a roll, we can carry this over to next game, and
No, I say I hope.
but a lot of times, Gerald, a lot of times I mean, it's just the basic of our record. And the teams we didn't beat and the teams we didn't lost to. We're top in the we're not the top team in the league. We're one of the top teams in the league in blown fourth quarter leads. That is a fact.
No,
We're one of the
I'm not debating that. What I'm saying is that your commentary, the energy of your commentary when we win is nowhere near the commentary or the energy of your commentary when we lose. When we lose, you have more energy on here than when we win. Marquis
because
over here smiling like, am I lying, Marquis?
Not totally. Not
because Gerald, I'm not saying we should win every game, Gerald. Of course, no team is going to win every game. But to me, the games that a majority of the games that we done lost this season is because I can point to specific things that Nate has done that's
No,
cost us the game.
I ain't arguing that, Matt. I'm not arguing that. What
No,
I'm saying is that
my
with you, I'm talking about your biasness and why you seem biased because when we win, you give an excuse of why we
it's not.
won as if you was damn near rooting for the other team.
No, no, no. I'm not rooting for the other team. What I'm saying is a lot of not you, Gerald, but other people. They'll be like, "Oh, we won. We did this right. We did that right. We did this right. We did this. We turned a corner." All and I'm like,
Matt,
"How
they
did y'all
fans,
get all that from the?"
Matt, they fans, bro. What you expect? Why you gonna like take their joy away from them?
No, I'm not
That
taking the
might
joy. I just want them to look at it objectively. I want them to look at it and say, all right,
do you know what
yes,
fans stand for? Do
I
you know what
got
it's
you,
short
Jerk.
for?
What?
Fanatic.
No, I got you, Gerald. And I guess my overall malcontent for a lot of the games that we win is because I I know where it's heading at the end of the day. I know we're headed for a first round exit because that's what
So if you
history
know we headed for a first round exit, why you can't just enjoy the win? Since you know
because
we ain't gonna win in the spring.
Gerald, I want more than that. And just because I accept something don't mean, or because I'm resigned to it don't mean I have to accept it. I want us to be better than the bare minimum. I want us to be better than average. Like you're saying, oh, we're just average. We have an average roster. We should just be okay with being 500. I don't think that. I think
No,
we
I know.
have to.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you should be okay with that. I'm just telling you the facts of where we are.
No,
Now,
I'm
as
saying
far as you saying you want more than that, that has to start somewhere. Like for instance, the Braves, the year they won the World Series,
Mhm.
them motherfuckers was average as fuck until August.
Late in the season, yep. They were
mhm.
bad average. 88 wins, won the division.
But when they figured it out, you ain't want to see them. Okay, my point is it got to start somewhere. Now, do we know when it's gonna start? No, but each win that we get could be one win closer to okay, they got it figured out now. At least when I say figured out, I mean to where they can play the best ball that they could possibly play. Now I ain't saying it's gonna be championship for wherever that ends up. I just want to
And
see them. I just want to see the effort, the execution, and the consistency.
There you go.
because
Consistency.
like with Demar, the ups, the down, the swings, the pendulum swings, and I'm like, you have to understand that with the coaching staff that we have, you're only going to go so far. So there's no need to go back. There's no need to be high or super low. Just be even keeled because
But Matt, you ain't even killed,
I am even keeled.
bro. When we lose, your ass go in the damn dumps.
Gerald, Gerald, I can. There's 5 games I can point to right just off the top of my head that we should have won. Most of the time, I don't talk about. I never bash the players. I mean, I do talk about the players sometimes, but I try not to bash the players because I know what they're working with over there on the sideline.
Oh
So
my god,
I direct a lot of my
that's
energy
some
towards the.
bullshit. If I ain't never
To,
heard it,
I
Hey,
direct a lot
Gerald,
of my
Gerald.
energy to the coach.
Cause
I direct a lot of my
I'm sitting over
energy.
here. I'm eating. I'm just listening. But I'm gonna tap in real quick. I said something in the chat like a couple of days ago, and I talked about how I would not even be so mad at Nate if so. I even said this. I said throw out his first round exits, right? I said I wouldn't be mad at Nate if the regular season was like we were winning 50 plus games, like a Quinn Snyder.
it would be worse.
No, but here's
It,
the
y'all,
reason.
it would be way worse.
So think about it like this: Quinn Snyder, his Achilles heel is the second round. They had
Hmm.
Utah's had great regular seasons, 50 plus win regular seasons, right? And they play good basketball. Now,
Hmm.
whether the whether the roster was championship caliber or not, that's up to be determined. But
Hmm.
with Nate, it's just like it's win one, lose one, win two, lose three. It's like you can't. No NBA team can go through this the whole year and come out successful or even come out stable. Like that's not like it's the
So
fact that we're up and down, and then when we win, we're sometimes
we're
we look
we're
for
we're in,
players
we're
that
inconsistent. I get that, analyst, but
right.
the issue I got with Matt, I don't have with you, analyst, because you, of course, you're not a Nate guy, but you'll give him credit when you feel like it's due, when he
I
earns
give him
it. Matt,
credit.
no, Matt don't, and also, analyst, you and Matt have similar philosophies on a lot of stuff, but you don't like take away from a victory. You visibly show that you're happy that we won. You see what I'm saying? Matt don't do that. Matt will say Matt will hit you with the I'm happy that we won, and that's the last compliment you gonna get.
Yeah.
That's not true. That's not true. That's
That's
not
the last that's
true.
the last compliment you gonna
Gerald,
get, bro.
If you do that to me,
Gerald, like I just said, if it's hard for me to be ecstatic or super excited when I know, yeah, we won tonight by not. I'm not being literal, but I'm saying, yeah, we won this game against a team that just lost 4 in a row. But I can't be overly excited by that because we should have won this game by 10, 12 points, 14 points, or it should have been more. Trey shouldn't have to play, into the last 12 seconds of the game. Like we should win more convincingly than this, but you know, whatever the going over there on the sideline, and we're going to lose a fourth quarter lead. It's almost inevitable. You can write it with a pen, and there's something I can point to and say, Nate did this, which cost us momentum, cost us a
But
chance to put the game
but
away.
Matt, I gave you four. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and talk about it. We was talking about in the chat. Y'all asked me what did Nate do. I gave you four things that Nate did, and your ass moved the goalpost on me.
No, I said specifically what did he do, and you said he. What did you say he did?
I think
He
you
I
said
said
started
he
he I
coming out
said
when
he
they went
put
on a run.
I said he put DeJounte on Fox. I said
Okay.
that I think I mentioned the game plan of him telling everybody to guard whoever was in front of them, so that way they wouldn't be caught in the bad position on DHO. And to me, I feel like we contained it pretty good tonight. Um, I mentioned the timeout because I mean they came out of the timeout like game busters and closed on the 8-0 run, so I can't minimize the timeout. And then hold on, let me look. What did I say, analyst? You got the chat up?
yeah, let me pull it up right here.
But Marquis,
Put up. It
I
was
got
like
it.
four things.
but Marquis, didn't the three of the four things he just said, don't that sound like any other coach in the NBA? Call a timeout when other team
That
make a run.
that
Give
don't
defense.
matter.
But I'm saying y'all want to give Nate like super credit for doing something that's like run of the mill.
No. You simply asked me a question. You said, "What did Nate do tonight?" And I told you what he did.
And
And
again,
then you minimized it,
no.
just like you minimized the Hawks' victories.
Oh my,
okay.
Gerald.
You
No, I
also put in
said
there he told him to attack the basket.
Gerald.
Oh
What did
yeah. He told the team to attack the basket,
Now that
Gerald?
and that led to 56 paint points.
Gerald, if I go to the DMV and
Oh
pay
my
my
god.
property taxes or pay my car taxes and they give me a new sticker that say 2023, I shouldn't get a pat on the back is what I'm supposed to
Matt,
get.
no, Matt, you said Nate didn't do shit. And I quote, you said Nate didn't do shit. I gave you four things, and then your rebuttal is minimizing it.
But no, okay, Jared, I'm not minimizing you. I'm not minimizing it. What I'm saying is I'm actually. I said, "What did he do?" I'm expecting you to come
All
back
right,
with
answer me
like,
this: What did the Kings coach do?
okay.
What did the Kings coach do tonight?
Well, Mike Brown, I thought he did a lot of good things.
Like,
Why the fuck he ain't win?
Gerald, they put up. Okay, for instance, you say I'm not happy about the Hawks wins. Okay, yes, I'm happy we won, Gerald. However, however, like we gave up 120 points to a team on a back-to-back. Like that's
okay,
not
hold on, hold
We
on.
concerning
didn't
to
give
you.
up 120. We scored 120.
We
Oh, I'm
gave
sorry,
up
we gave up
117
We gave up
117
170.
to a team on the back.
against a team that's
That's
really good
not
on
like
offense.
that's not like a little bit cautious, a little bit like, well, damn, that much of a
No,
team on the back.
the pace of the game was
It was
no. That was about
a
right.
very fast, high-paced game.
Cause I know we can score. I
I
know
guess,
we can score 120. The way the flow of the
Gerald,
game
I
was
guess
117 wasn't bad because in the first half we was trending toward giving up 130.
Yeah, half halftime was like
I guess Gerald. I'm like I said, if we like this morning I told you, if we had Becky over there on the sideline or Jay
I don't
White
want to
over
hear
there on the
nothing about no damn.
sideline,
uh,
I would be super ecstatic because I know
I
our
like Becky.
ceiling has just raised
I'm not saying
dramatically.
I don't like.
I
I'm not saying I
know
don't like Becky, but you doing hypotheticals, Matt, right now. But tell me what Mike
because
Brown did tonight.
Mike Brown did a lot.
What did
Marquise,
he
do
do?
you
Mike
like
Brown
Chauncey
caught
Billups?
Mike
wait, what?
Chauncey Billups is
Do you like do
amazing.
you, do you like Chauncey Billups?
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, he's
He's
doing
Would you
amazing.
he's
prefer
doing a
him
good
over
job.
Nate?
I would easily. The one thing I do like
What did?
about him over Nate,
Hold on, y'all not about. Go ahead, Marquis, but y'all not finna let Matt get Analyst trying to bail you out.
No, I can name
Matt
you.
over.
I can name you.
no.
I can
Marquis,
name
go
you
ahead
one
and
more
finish.
again.
Go ahead and finish, Marquis.
Okay, compare between Nate and Chauncey. The one thing I do like that what Chauncey does better is because both teams they got a mixture of veterans and young players. Portland does especially. But I do like the fact that Chauncey, he be coaching up them young players like every time. Like last season when they was like in full scales tank mode, the dude was coaching up them players even though it was getting blown out left and right. He been still doing that now, and it's showing some progress. And he's giving these young players some chances. Like tonight, uh Jabari Walker, man, got picked like second to last in the draft. Dude got some big time playing, big time minutes. He actually played pretty well in the meaningful minutes
Tell
today. I
McMuffin
do
in
like
the
that shit.
chat. It's time for him to go to bed. He way past his
All
bedtime.
right, all right. So Matt, would you finish, Marquis?
You can go ahead, man. Go ahead. Finish
All right.
up. I'm
So
taking
what
some
Mike
action.
Brown did tonight?
What did
Mike
Mike Brown
Brown.
do tonight?
So
Uh-huh.
Mike Brown had them ready to play on a back-to-back.
What
Something
the
Nate failed
fuck?
to do.
What
Hold
did
on,
Matt?
Gerald. Hold on, wait. Hold on, Gerald. Something
He
Nate failed
said
to do
he
since
said a whole
Nate took.
lot.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. I said it earlier. Nate, there's plenty of games we come out lethargic.
Did we do that tonight?
No, we didn't.
All right, I'm just talking about tonight.
But we talking about Mike Brown. Mike Brown got them ready to play on a back-to-back. You didn't even know they were on a back-to-back. He
Okay,
had them out there on fire on a back-to-back. That's one. And I believe their game last night went into overtime. That's
keep
one.
going. Keep going.
Two, I thought he made some very good adjustments in the second quarter and in the third quarter, where
Okay.
instead of them running the DHO at the top of the key, they moved it lower down in the paint to allow Sabonis to get deep paint position to where to get Yeka and foul trouble because they knew that was our only big. So that's another
Mm-hmm.
thing Mike Brown did.
Okay.
Three, I thought Mike Brown was very strategic in calling in his timeouts. He called timeouts quick, and anytime the Hawks got on a run, he called a timeout. He killed momentum, and that's something that I kill Nate for that he never does. If Nate was on the other sideline, they might have went on instead of the Hawks went on the 7-0 run, they might have went on a 27 3 run before he called a timeout. Okay, so I get Mike Brown does that a lot. If you watch Sacramento, he'll call a timeout 50 seconds into the quarter if he sees something he don't like, and he's very demonstrative and pulling dudes to the side, explaining to them what they did wrong and what they got to do to correct it. Again, something we never see. Well, I won't say never. I won't say that. I won't say. I'll say rarely.
He does, man. He Nate does it. He just does it during the timeout because he don't want to show. He don't want to show the player up. But keep going.
Okay, so I give Mike Brown credit for doing that. Even if you want to say show up, I give him credit for that. So that's 3
No,
things.
no. That's fine. That no. I'm saying Nate's style. If he does it in his mind, it's almost. I don't want to embarrass the player. But you can do it the way Mike Brown does it too. Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
trying to minimize Mike Brown.
So
Keep
that's
going.
3 things. That's 3 things, and then the 4th thing he did, which I thought was really key for them, which I thought won them the game. He put Kevin Huerter back in the game when Atlanta started to separate in the early 4th quarter. He put Kevin Huerter back into the game, and Kevin Huerter came out of that timeout. I think he had 7 straight points for them, or 8 straight points for them, Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 4 things right there that he did in a loss. And most wins we have, I can barely point to 2 things.
We talking about tonight. We talking about tonight.
No, I said tonight. That's 4 things Mike Brown did to contribute.
Okay, and I gave you 4 things that Nate did in a win.
Okay, but Mike Brown doesn't have a Trey Young to get to the free throw line when we can't score from the field.
Here we
No,
go.
I'm just saying.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
What? It's a fact.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a fact.
That's what I'm talking about. Mike Brown also don't have a 6'1" point guard that's a defensive liability.
No, he don't. But don't act like De'Aaron Fox is some great defender.
He ain't, but he gives more effort than Trey.
But Gerald, I get Trey is not a good defender. I get he's a bad defender. But like I said, there's other dudes in the league who are bad. Damian Lillard is a bad defender. Luka Doncic.
No. I got you. I'm just saying that you gotta be sure that it's Nate does stuff as well. Like the stuff that a lot of times as a coach and analyst, you can correct me if I'm wrong. You don't have to do something extravagant in order to make the adjustment to win the game. Like it's not like for instance the adjustment with Sabonis doing the DHO inside of the 3-point line so he can get post position easier. That's not like an extravagant. It's a good adjustment, but it's not like extravagant to do. There's a lot of times where instead of us running horns on the 3-point line, there's a lot of times where we ran curls on the elbow. That's an adjustment that that our coaching staff made.
But Gerald, what I'm saying is I need him to at 20 years in, 17 years, however long he's been coaching, I need to see I need like Tony Ressler said, I need to feel your presence on the sideline. I need to feel it. Like I need to know you coach today.
But Matt, that's subjective right there because you give Jason Kidd a lot of credit about Luka Doncic and he sits down most of the game.
No, not necessarily. I'm not asking Nate to stand up and run down the sideline. What I'm asking him to do is I mean, yes, I get on. Most of the time, I'll be joking about the whole folded arms thing, but that's more of.
I only said that because you said presence.
Yeah, presence meaning Nate called a timeout. He drew up something and we got a good shot. Or he called a timeout. We haven't scored in 3 possessions. We need a critical score. He called a timeout and drew something up to get us a good play.
You know what? I just thought about something. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just thought about something. It kind of makes sense halfway on why you never realize what Nate does. I'm being totally serious because you watch the other broadcast.
I watch the Hawks broadcast a lot of the time. I just watch the
You
good
gotta
teams.
you
I watch
gotta
the
listen.
other
If
broadcasts.
you wanna know if Nate made an adjustment or what he did, all you gotta do is listen to Laura. Listen to the
Ain't
sideline
nobody
reporter
listening to that.
right
That's
out.
her job, Gerald. Her job is
Bruh,
her.
bruh. She tells us out of every timeout what Nate said during the timeout.
But Gerald, okay, and I relate this to football. When I watch the Falcons, I don't have to listen to what the sideline reporter said. Mike Arthur Smith did. I can look and see what he did on the field. I can
No,
look.
that no. Because you don't have a sideline reporter that says what an NFL coach said out of a timeout. The only thing you get out of an NFL coach is what he says at halftime and at the end of the game. That's not a good comparison. You want to the reason why you want to listen to what Laura says coming out of the timeout is for accountability purposes. Did Nate say anything of did Nate at least have the right idea of what he was trying to convey to the players during the timeout? That way you can tell just because the players don't do it, that don't mean Nate didn't say nothing. You got to be able to see, okay, Laura said that Nate said this, but the players did this instead. Now you know it ain't on Nate, it's the players.
But Gerald, I agree with that to an extent. I agree with that. But what I'm saying is, if most of the time, like I said, the only time I listen to the opposing broadcast if I think that other team is good, because of course a bad team going to think we're a good team because we got Trey Young. But I wouldn't listen to another good team's broadcast because I want them, because normally they have an ex-player. I want to hear what they think of the roster, and I want to
But
hear what they think of the coaching staff, because to
but
me that takes us out of being a homer. Like that's a unbiased.
well all you got to do, Matt, is just it why I get why you watch the broadcast so you can get an opinion for somebody else. All I'm saying is anytime Nate
Demond did the
calls a
same thing.
timeout, huh?
I was saying Demond did the same thing.
Yeah, anytime Nate calls a timeout, make sure you turn back to the Hawks broadcast so you can hear what Laura says and right out of
I
the
hear
timeout.
I hear what she say. Pass the ball, whatever he said. Well, Gerald, what I'm saying is, whatever he
Now
tells
she
them.
now she's not gonna say like if it's like a like moving the DHO under the 3 point below the 3 point line or moving the curl below the 3 point line. Like she ain't gonna give something like that because
No,
then
of
that
course.
you can relate that to the other team. But she still give good information to where you can decipher, okay, this is what we could probably expect coming
But
out the
Gerald,
timeout.
what I'm saying is, I respect what she says, and I'm listening to what she says, and I hear it. But at some point, I need to see it. I need to see it translate onto the court. And
That's
why
on
I
that's
give,
on the players.
but
Yeah,
no,
on the
Gerald,
play.
like I said, I give Chauncey in Portland a lot of credit, because a lot of games he be out there with, nothing. I mean, or not. I don't want to be disrespectful, but
No,
he'll be out
I know
there.
what you mean. He don't have the advantage of talent.
Yeah, he don't have the talent advantage, but they still. I mean, some of the sets he run, the deception, how good
Oh
it
yeah,
looks.
that's
He's
right.
out there with dudes who got caught up yesterday, and it looks so much. It's cleaner. It looks so much better. But then with Nate, I gotta hear he missing one dude, so that's why we run pick and roll 95 times a game, or we can't
No, I
execute.
no 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 no. We us missing one. We got different expectation. We have a different expectation level than Chauncey does. Than Chauncey's team, the Blazers.
Yeah, they're trying to
So if we expect them to lose, but
see.
as long as but you can see if they're developing good habits.
Mhm.
And from what you're saying and what Markeith is saying, they're developing good habits. So once they get better talent, then it'll translate. You'll see it.
Which I gotta
Mm,
With
add. I
with
gotta add to Trey
us,
Young.
yeah.
Jeremy Grant man been awesome for the team. So I gotta add that right now.
Yeah, Jeremy, nice. Now with us, we got a slightly higher expectation level because we got Trey or whatnot. So we don't get the right now. Chauncey's in the honeymoon stage. He playing with house money. We not.
Much.
So he's going to be
You wouldn't
graded differently.
you
You see
wouldn't
what I'm
say
saying?
you wouldn't say with Dame the expectations are a little bit higher.
Oh, with the
Say
expectations
what?
is
You
he,
wouldn't
he
say
trying
with
to.
Dame the expectations are a little bit higher.
Oh, the
No,
expectations
because that team is that core of that team that went to the conference finals is entirely broke up. He's like the
Yeah,
only person left on from that team.
plus at that
But
time they were
So
Gerald, I
already
get
so
the.
he's on
the
he so
same
he's on
goals.
he's playing with house money. So that's why it's easier to praise Chauncey for whatever he's instilling. Nate, it's up to the players to run what the coach tell them to run. If the players don't run it and the shit go to hell, it's automatically gonna be the players' fault. In my
But see,
eyes,
but see,
it's
but see,
automatically on the player.
see, Gerald,
But
I can get behind you with that because I've had some experience with that. But see, this is where I get upset with Nate, and this is another character of a new coach where if you don't do it, then you got to come sit down because what you're not
Now,
going to do.
yeah, I agree with that. The accountability part. Now that
Mhm.
part's on Nate. I get that. But as far as whatever the execution is, that's on the players.
Gerald, if the guy is known for pick and rolls and ISO to put his superstars in one-on-one positions, what he think is one-on-one advantageous positions to score, and we're saying, okay, even if you want to say it's the execution, if the execution is to get to the pick and roll, it's to get to the one-on-one isolation, and that's even if the execution isn't beautiful, and we still are in those situations, and we have so many blown fourth quarter leads. I'm looking for the coach to say, you know what, maybe them isolations or maybe those pick and rolls is not working for whatever reason, whether they're not executing it, it's not, they're not making a shot at the end, whatever the
But if
case may be,
but
it's not
Matt,
working.
that's not but Matt, that's unrealistic because if I tell them to run one thing, what if I tell them to run something else? What the hell make you think they're gonna do that either?
But but
Hold
Gerald,
on. Have you coach Matt?
mhm. I haven't been a head coach, but I have coached. Yes.
Oh, okay. So that's a total different ball game, bruh. Total different ball game. Analyst, you can correct me if I'm lying, bruh. If them motherfuckers do not do what you said do, bruh, it ain't nothing you can do about it.
But
Not
Gerald,
except the
but what?
accountability part, but them actually not doing it, coming out of a timeout.
No,
Well,
Gerald, I
shit, I
got
told
Gerald.
them.
No, Gerald, I got you. But even back in AAU, when I was doing the offense, even back with AAU, like there would still look like something. So even if analysts missed the cut or analysts missed the pass on the cut, it looks like it was something, but somebody fucked it up. It looks like it looks like something's wrong or somebody didn't follow directions. It's a semblance of something. With the Hawks, most times it looks like nothing. So I can't even get to the point where they
It
ran
don't.
that
It's
wrong.
not. It's not that it's not nothing. It's just not what you would want it to be.
No, I'm saying, okay, Gerald. If if I ran a pick and roll in the first quarter, and you know we're not having success, or we're not shooting well, or Trey Young's having a bad game, having a bad season shooting wise, why would I run that same pick and roll in the fourth quarter for him to go
Because
isolation?
everybody paid to go see Trey, bro.
I got you. But Gerald, what I'm saying is, why wouldn't it make more sense to run something else? Maybe Trey still gets the ball, but he doesn't get it where everybody knows it's going to him. That's where I get on Nate. Like,
But
it's so
that sound good.
predictable.
But if the players don't run, if the play, bro,
But
when you go
Gerald,
out on that floor, bro, when you go out on that floor, I wish I could bring my twins down here. They sleep. They got school, but they'll tell you as well. Like it's about it's really about the talent, bro. And if you want to do what the coach tell you to do, like,
But
and I and I'm saying,
If they listen when the game is on the line, but they, I mean that I don't. They listen when the game is on the line, and it looks beautiful,
I'm
right?
glad you said. Hold on, I'm glad you said that. Analysts, attest to this. There's a lot of times where the players think that they know better than the coach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the coach will be like, "Okay, y'all do the shit y'all way, and then let's see where we at." Don't ask me to call no fucking timeout either. All right, boom, go out, motherfucker, go on a 32 run or some shit. Looking at the coach, the player looking at the coach like, "Coach, I need help. What do I do?" Analyst, am I lying?
Nah, you ain't
They
lying.
want you. They want you to bet. They sometimes they be thinking that they know better than the coach, and then
But
the coach let them do it. Then they, oh shit, this
but
shit ain't
Joe,
working.
we analysts could probably attest to this. Like I talk to like um my dad all the time about Nate, and he like Nate doing the best he can. He sound like you, Gerald. Nate doing the best he can. The talent ain't it's just mediocre. Blah blah blah. He's doing the best he can with what he got to work with. All the rest of that stuff. You're looking for a genius coach who can do this. Pull this guy in. Pull this guy out. Run this set here. That's what. And I'm like, it's not. I'm not. It's not rocket science.
Hold on. That's what your dad said.
Yeah, it's not rocket science.
Is your dad the one that used to coach, or was that your uncle?
My uncle.
What he say?
They really close, huh?
What he say?
He think they're average, a little bit above average, somewhere in there.
So he is he in agreement with your dad, or is he more along the lines of you?
In the middle, he think they can run more effective sets to get them better looks. Maybe it go in, maybe it don't, but the way it looks should be a little bit more smooth. It should
Oh,
be a
okay,
little
I
bit
got
more
you.
fluidity. Now, if they're talented enough to hit it or not, that's questionable. But it should be the clean look should be there more than it is. And
I got you.
so, like I'm not looking for a genius. I'm looking for a person that can, like I said, I can watch Toronto, and
Sound like
I
you
know
need
it's,
some
I know it's
players
Nick
that
Nurse.
sound
I
like you
can
need some
watch,
players that's gonna listen.
but Gerald, I can watch Toronto. Not even Toronto. Let me try to think of another guy. I can watch Tyronn Lue, right? Because he don't got Kawhi Leonard. I can watch Tyronn Lue, and I know out of 5 games, two of them games, maybe even 3, he's going to do something for them to win. Some type of adjustment.
Nate do
He's
that.
going. Come on,
Oh,
Gerald.
Lord.
No, he doesn't.
He
No, he
did that
doesn't.
tonight.
Oh God. You know what I'm saying?
He
Like
did that
it's
tonight
I think it did.
without Capella.
Yeah, all right.
it's just to me, Nate. And it's not wrong with it per se. I guess I would do it too if I'm 60 years old. I'm done my coaching and I'm just hanging on. I tell you all the time, Gerald. It's two type of coaches. It's innovators and managers. And it
My
sounds like
keeper
you
sit over
want
there
Nate to be
playing
a
2K
manager.
to listening.
You
Say
want
what?
you want.
I'm
It sounds
listening.
like you
I'm
want
listening. I'm like,
you want Nate to be a manager where they don't actually do any strategy, anything innovative. They're game managers. They just
No, I'm
hold
not.
on to the rope.
So yeah, so I feel like a game manager is a way more important quality than being an innovator as a head coach, because you can have an assistant. Analyst, correct me if I'm wrong. You can have an assistant that is the innovator, but a lot of coaches blow more games from, like, the main thing one of the main things you criticize Nate about, substitution patterns. Stuff like that is way more important. When to call a timeout. What we had a good discussion on earlier, when to challenge a call. Um, when to argue with the ref, when to get a tech,
Are you
how to
saying
work
that's
the
what the
ref,
coach should be doing?
huh?
Are you saying that's what the coach should be occupied with?
I'm saying that being able to do those things, that all that I'm saying all that goes in the game manager.
Okay.
I feel like a head coach has to have that in order to be a head coach. Because it don't make sense for an assistant coach to have that because he ain't the one that controls like anything. Now,
But Gerald, I would.
analyst is he's an innovative guy offensively.
Right.
So analyst doesn't have to be a head coach for him to be effective. Am I right, analyst?
Right. Now,
So an
But
innovator
Gerald,
can
there's
be
speaking
one
plenty.
of
like
your.
the coaching job,
But Gerald, there's
I do
plenty
think
of
I'm gonna do a
times.
Oh
good
yeah,
job.
now it's a ball. Now if you're now let's say you're an innovative coach, you have a very sophisticated offense. You get the players to run it and all that good stuff. Cool, but 2 minutes left in the game. If you don't know when to call a timeout, or if somebody goes on a 8-0 run and you forget to call a timeout, or even worse, if you call a timeout and you don't realize you ain't got none left. Because I done seen that too. All that goes under game management.
But Gerald, don't you think that's more feel for the game,
What?
You better check with that
knowing when to
scores
call.
table on your bench.
Feel for the game. Feel for the game is game management. That's game management because you got to have a feel on. Okay, I need to call a timeout right here. Now you might have been in the same situation 50,000 times, so it's like clockwork, but it's still a feel of the game.
Hey, every time I use time, I'm walking up to that scores towel like, hey, how many I got left? They're like,
Right.
you got four, coach. You got five,
Because
coach.
Gerald, there's plenty of times, even in AAU, there's plenty of times I didn't drew up a play that I think is beautiful, right? Hand a clipboard to the coach, and they like, what is this? Like, we can't do all that. Like, what is that? Like,
That's a different. That's a different. You saying that the play was too hard to execute.
That's what he thought. The play was too difficult to execute. You know what I'm
What
saying?
did y'all practice? Hold on. Here's the big question. Analysts know what I'm about to ask. Did y'all practice it in practice?
No, not that specific.
That's why he ain't want. That's why he ain't want to run it because the shit don't work. Then it ain't you that gonna be getting cussed out by the parents. It's gonna be him.
But it's a variation of a set that we run all the time. It's
So
just a
no, I get what you're saying. As a head coach, me personally, I'm not comfortable running stuff that um I'm not comfortable running stuff that we didn't practice. That's just like the structure in me or whatnot. Now, if you practice the variations in practice as well, then yeah, I'm more comfortable running it. But then again, remember, Matt, you ain't the one that gotta get the butt of it. It's gonna be the
no.
head coach.
No, I got that, but what I'm saying is, I want if I'm for me, like if I moved over a chair and I was ever head coaching, I'm not worried about. I mean, I'm not. My
Shitting
main
me.
objective is not worried about. I'm not worried about how many timeouts I got, who in foul trouble. I'm not worried about that. That's what
You
I
the
got.
head.
No,
What?
no, Gerald. I'm saying what I'm focused on, Gerald. I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on. I'm watching the game. That's what I got assistant coaches for. To
No,
tell
fuck
me
that. No,
when to do
hell no.
fouls.
Them motherfuckers can be wrong too.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm going to be completely. I'm going to completely ignore it, but I'm just saying that's not my primary focus. My primary focus is I'm watching the game. I'm looking at the flow of the game, and I'm saying, okay, we need to do this. We're doing this. It's not working. We need to adjust and do this. They're doing this to take our
You
primary
sound
action away. We need to have a counter. This is the counter. Like
you
that's what
sound
I'm
like
doing.
you sound like an assistant coach. That don't sound like a head coach, Matt. Because a
But
head
like
coach, number one, he paranoid over everything.
But like I
He
brought up Chauncey a couple weeks ago, right? Or maybe it's a month ago now.
What? No, I get that where he erased the game plan. I got that. I'm just saying in regular circumstances, the majority. I'm just trying to give you the psychology of how we think.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're not leaving anything up to chance because it's like we the CEO. If we win, then everybody else gonna get the credit, but me, but the head coach. Let us lose. Who you think? Who you think?
But Gerald, like okay, like for football, do you think Sean McVay is over there worrying about the timeouts and the substitutions, or you think he's
Yes.
or he's looking at the formation and saying, "How can I manipulate our formation to take advantage of this defense?"
No, bro. He got no. So Sean McVay don't do that shit by himself. He got offense. He got multiple offensive analysts. No pun intended.
True.
But he has offensive analysts, and he goes off of that. It ain't just him doing it by himself, bro. I'm telling you, Matt. That game managing shit. I done seen a lot of people lose championships. Hell, I can even go to damn Pop. Remember when Ray Allen hit that 3?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think Chris Bosh got that rebound?
Yeah, he took Tim Duncan out. I'm not saying that's not
That's game management, bro.
But what I'm saying, Gerald, is that shouldn't trump strategy. That's what I'm saying.
No. That ain't true. You do all that strategy shit in practice.
No. So you're saying the game plan is not a living organism? It shouldn't be changed throughout the game?
No, it can be changed during the game, and it probably be changed multiple times depending on what you get from the opponent. But that is where you lean. Strategy is where you lean on your assistant coaches. Not game management is on you. Game management on the head coach.
So you telling me you would rather the game on the line, you need this defensive play. You would rather one of your defensive coaches come up with that defensive stunt as opposed to you drawing it up?
Well, I'm the defensive coordinator, so that's not a fair question. I'm
talking about as if you was the head coach.
I am the head coach and the defensive coordinator. That's what I'm telling you.
Oh.
Don't ask me to draw up a defensive play.
Yeah, I'm the head coach and I'm the defensive coordinator. So yeah, I'm gonna draw up the play.
Well, why don't you give it to one of your linebacker coaches, one of your assistants?
Well, so how I'm gonna say this, if we need something drawn up on the offensive end, then I'm not the offensive coordinator. I have an offensive coordinator that's gonna do that.
No, I'm talking about defensively.
So okay, so again, I'm the defensive coordinator, so I'm gonna draw it up because defense is that's my specialty. Now, offense I'm telling you, offense would be a better example to say because offense is not my specialty.
But regardless of the specialty, if you don't feel like you're supposed to be handling the strategy, why wouldn't you hand the strategy over to somebody else?
I can do it, but if I feel like I'm the okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. I'm able. All right, bro. I'm able.
My battery's down.
Yeah, I'm able to manage the game as well as make adjustments on the defensive end. Everybody, what I'm saying is everybody can't do that. That's not realistic. Some coach, but what is realistic is for a head coach to be able to manage the game.
Because like I would rather if I need a play, if I need a bucket, you can draw something up in the middle and while somebody's shooting free throws, you can draw something for us.
That's a bonus.
As opposed to we
not
lost by 3 and I ask you how many timeouts we got and you know how many timeouts we got. I'd much rather you be able to draw something up on the fly
No,
as
man.
opposed to me. You know how many timeouts and how many fouls to give.
You gotta have so for you gotta have coaches. No, number one, you gotta know where you weak at. That's the first thing. When you know where you're weak at, then that's how you build like your coaching staff as well. Then from there, when there is a situation where okay, we need this, but this it ain't my specialty, then yeah, I'ma lean on. Hey, bro, this your time to shine. What you got? You see what I'm saying? Analyst, your head coach at the high school, what was his specialty?
Defense.
So when y'all needed a bucket, who drew it up, him or you?
I did.
See what I'm saying, Matt?
No, I got you, but I'm saying that I don't have a problem with that. But that guy, and correct me if I'm wrong, Analyst, that guy, like he did with me, he can always look at your play and say, we're not gonna go with that. We're gonna go with something else, right? Or like the guy said, we're down by one in the championship game or the championship semifinals, and I'll drop something for a 3 just to win. We're down 2, sorry. And I drew up a flare in the corner for a game-winning 3, and he I don't like that. Draw up a play going to the basket so we can go to overtime. Because they got guys in foul trouble. So I'm like, fine, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but he, it's his team, so I do, what he asked me to do.
He
It's
could
a,
always
it's
say no, but he trusts me and what I'm doing.
yeah. You gotta
And
earn.
plus,
And
there's
I'm
been
sure
many
analysts
times
earn
where
that trust.
there's been plenty of times I've taken over, or I've had to go out there and act as the head coach, and like I said, I have that experience for when I here soon, take one of these 2 jobs. It's totally different, but nah,
That shit a whole different world, bro.
yeah, but no, we need a bucket. Y'all coming to me.
Yeah, You see, so that's what you got your assistants for when it comes to the innovation, Matt.
Because
That's what it's for.
even in the
We
NBA, like Nick Nurse and Dwayne Casey. Like Nick Nurse, obviously, it was a brilliant assistant. He's a brilliant coach. But there were times a lot of times where Dwayne Casey was like, you know what? Nah, we're gonna. I know you the offensive guy, but nah, I'm gonna go with what
you know
I know.
what? I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you a perfect example, and I'm gonna bring it back to Atlanta. You know how when we was up 28-3,
Mm-hmm.
what should we have done to just salt the game away?
Ran it more.
Ran the ball, right? That is game management.
I got you. I
Now,
agree with
now,
you.
now, now, Kyle Shanahan's the offensive coordinator, but it ain't nothing for me to say, hey, bro, let's go and get this game over with. Just run this shit, bro. You see what I'm saying? It ain't like stepping on his toes, but it kind of like gets him like, okay, this is where this is where we need to go ahead and go now. So we can go and lock this shit up. Now, um, on the other hand, what was his name? Mike Smith? No, but after him, Dan Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
That was Dan Quinn was he is a great defensive coordinator. You see what I'm saying? Very
Mm-hmm.
innovative on the defensive side of the ball. But when you put him in that head coaching position, the game management is off. And then that actually costs you a championship. That's probably the best example I could give you on why you would rather have your head coach got to be proficient in game management rather than innovation.
Okay, but even the Dan Quinn example, yeah, we lost the Super Bowl because of him about game management. But he was still good at something. He was still very good even the year we went to the Super Bowl. He was the DC for most of the year. So
Mm-hmm.
where Nate is concerned, he's neither. He's not a good game manager, nor is he a good innovator. So he does neither well.
I think I
That's
think
what he's
he
average at
I think he's I
management
think he's
and zero at innovation. So it's a double negative.
I think he is I think he's okay on the management side. I think he's good on that, except for the rotations. That's the only thing I got an issue with him on as far as game management.
I mean, that goes that in the runs, but that's 50% of the job.
Not the runs. I don't think is really the runs. I don't think is an issue because
You don't
when
think
the
teams go on excessive runs while he's standing?
nah Lloyd Pierce let him go on that's excessive runs. What Lloyd Pierce was doing 35-6, and then you call timeout.
The Miami series wasn't excessive, 20-0.
Yeah, 20-0 is. But the thing is, they'll go on a 20-0 run in 2 minutes.
Like
That's
I told you, Mike Brown, Mike Brown does it all the time.
The
30.
threes.
This dude did call the timeout 30 seconds into the third quarter.
no, I got you. I feel you. I guess it's more like a philosophy thing. Like I said, I don't have an issue with Nate game management wise outside of the rotations. That might be the only thing. And really, when it talks about the rotations, is when somebody cooking and then you take them out.
That and to me, the strategy is so important because
I
of Trey.
I never feel like the defensive strategy. I'm just saying defensive strategy because that's his specialty. I never go into a game feeling come out of a game thinking like, what was our game plan on the defensive end? I
Yeah.
don't I don't understand what it was because in basketball is pretty simple. You either gonna play man and then you're gonna either switch everything or you're gonna hedge or you're gonna play drop on the pick and roll or whatever. Um, Offensive end, you know we're gonna do pick and roll, ISO and horns or the little curl shit. But I feel like on defensive end, our game plans are normally good. The problem is we give up too many second chance points because we can't rebound, especially with Capella out.
I
So it makes the
mean,
defensive plan look worse. If you just looked at the score and you saw 130, 137, then you'll be like, bro, we ain't played no damn defense. But when you look at when you look at the stat sheet and you see that they had 25 offensive rebounds, then it's like, well, the defense ain't played that bad. We just couldn't rebound.
granted, I'm all pedal to the metal on
I'm going to
offense.
bed.
I'm about to go.
Yeah, I'm about to go to bed too.
I'm heading there too, Analyst. Granted, I'm all pedal to the metal, not all, but heavy offense, but offensive minded. But still on defense, I would still like to see some type of ability to switch up coverages throughout the game. Like, okay, we're running zone, then we're running man. Now we're running a matchup zone. Now we're running a boxing one. Now we're doing, we hedging and we're hedging and we're trapping on the dunker spot. Like we're doing different things defensively to create confusion, on offense so they can't get into a rhythm. Or the Clay Thompson thing. We trap them and send everybody, to the paint for rebounding. Like to me, we never whatever we come into the game plan as a defensive strategy, that's what it is. For the
I
whole, we
got you. I
might
got you.
flip it a little bit in the third quarter, but most of the time it's what it is at the beginning of the game. But yeah, Gerald, it's just I am a Hawks fan. It's just like I said, the expectations are highly tempered because, or the excitement rather is highly tempered because, like, I know we're like this is like a bad movie from last year. Like we're headed for an embarrassing, an embarrassing showing in the playoffs because you can't be this unstable, up and down, up and down, up and down, and in a 7-game series against what looks like going to be a top 3 seed. It's not going to work. You're going to look real bad because you're not going to be able to score. What we scored today, 120. Well, you're not going to score 120 against some good teams. You're going to score like 106, 108, and that's on a good night, against Boston. So, not Boston, Milwaukee. So, I'm just when they remove Nate, you're going to see a whole different Matt.
That was up. All right, bro. I'm about to go to sleep.
All right, me too.
All right.